Hey everybody, and welcome to another YouTube live stream. This is your host, Roberto Blake of RobertoBlake.com, helping you create something awesome today. So, welcome back everybody. I love doing these live streams with you. It's been a little hectic with all of my traveling. I actually am getting back from, I was in Jacksonville speaking at Social Media Day. Before that, I was at VidCon, met up with a lot of you guys. And it's been interesting to find out so many of you are growing your YouTube channels, and it's been fun to look at the comments, see a lot of the success stories, see what people are up to. And I've been doing a lot of my consulting with clients who are trying to grow their YouTube channel, giving them advice. And a lot of what we've been talking about, aside from the algorithm, is new content strategies. YouTube is an evolving and a growing place, and what I think a lot of people dramatically underestimate is that there are audiences out there that want new and interesting and exciting content and not the same old things over and over and over again. And so there's more opportunity in YouTube than there's ever been. I know a lot of you are discouraged because, oh, there's too much competition. Oh, it's oversaturated. But there are a lot of ways around that. And the real answer is just to make great, cool, quality content. But I think a lot of people don't even know what quality is in YouTube anymore. And there is a quality and a quantity game. I've talked about that before. So today we're going to be focusing on how to grow a YouTube channel fast in 2017. And fast is a relative term. And I think a lot of you, you're shooting for the moon a little bit, thinking about 1 million subscribers, 500,000, 100,000. And you have to understand that an audience of even a few thousand people is a lot, and it's actually really hard to do. And I think that many of you don't realize that the people with 1 million subscribers, they don't make up the top 1% of YouTube. There are 6 million active YouTube channels where people have 100 subscribers or more, but out of that 6 million, there are only less than 5,000 people from the data that I've pulled on Social Blade that even have 1 million subscribers, and most of them are not the YouTubers that you even know about. A lot of those are international YouTubers from places like Brazil and the Middle East, and only so many of them are the English-speaking YouTubers that are in the mainstream culture. A lot of those are Vivo music video channels, and you, of course, have the WWE. So there are a lot of opportunities for you to still grow in YouTube. There's plenty of room at the top because your content, what you're doing that you think is so oversaturated, look at, like, let's take a quick look. I'm going to pull up Social Blade. I'm going to show you, like, what the top YouTube channels look like in Social Blade, just to give you a little bit of perspective here, because I want you to understand, like, that based on subscriber count, there's a lot of room at the top of YouTube, because a lot of the quote-unquote top YouTube channels, it's a lot of the same type of content. If you're going by subscribers, it's a lot of the same thing over and over. So let's take a quick look at that. Let's just go over to my screen here. I'm going to answer some of your questions. I also want to say thank you to Malevolent Elephant for the $5 super chat. Love you too, buddy. Thank you so much. I'm going to answer some of your questions, but let's look at Social Blade. No surprise that music dominating YouTube. It's one of YouTube's own generated channels. Gaming, sports, and then, of course, as far as real YouTubers go, you got PewDiePie, okay? But then after that, you got YouTube movies, you've got music, you've got all these Vivo channels. Look at all these Vivo channels with like 20 and 10,000 subscribers. And then you got Taylor Swift, you got Smosh still holding it down. You've got T-Series. You've got The Ellen Show. How are you going to compete with that? We've got Niga Higa still holding it down. We've got Jenna Marbles in here. So a lot of people that you know, right? But you got Watch Mojo, you got Trap Nation, you've got Epic Rap Battles. But notice, look at how much of this is just music and Vivo channels as far as the top tier YouTube channels. And then you have a lot of people that are like old school. You got Vsauce here. You've got Sky Does Minecraft. You got Superwoman, you got a lot of gaming, you got vloggers, you got comedy. So there's a lot of diversity that's not represented at the top of YouTube, so there's still room. And a lot of you said it's impossible to grow a YouTube channel today in 2017, but look at Liza Koshy. Liza Koshy is like crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. 105 uploads, 10 million subscribers. I've done 1,000 videos, you guys. I'm not even close. So if you do stuff for which there is a market, if you do stuff that people have a demand for, that people want, that's different, that it is interesting, that's unique, that's good quality, you can get there. A lot of you say, well, you're an art channel or you're an animation channel. Draw with Jazza just hit 1 million subscribers a little while ago, and Jazza's now probably I think at like 1.6 million. Sean Duras was doing YouTube a long time ago, but only in the last year, after blowing up in Snapchat, did his YouTube channel take off. So there are a lot of paths and a lot of ways to grow a YouTube channel. Jake and Logan Paul brought their audience over from Vine. When they first started in YouTube, they weren't really growing. They evolved and they changed their content and they came back smarter and stronger. And they ended up really using some tactics. They exploited the algorithm, they listened to their audience, and they grew. 2 years ago, a lot of you didn't know who Casey Neistat was until he started the vlog. He had 500,000 and he added another 7 million by doing something different, by changing his content, by stepping things up in a different way, by changing the genre of vlogging. There's so much opportunity. PewDiePie broke out because he changed how people approached YouTube gaming. So I wanted to show you guys the top channels in YouTube and show you that a lot of this is the top 500 here. This is a lot of music, this is a lot of gaming, this is a lot of like vlogging, this is a lot of the same things over and over and over again. And when I go through the top 5,000, because I'm going to prove another point here, when I say that there's only like 5,000 people or less with 1 million subscribers, I'm not making this data up. This is on Social Blade, and when I say there's like, there's technically 15 million YouTubers, but there's only like maybe about 6 million with 100 subscribers or more. But look at this. Even in the top 5,000, you got plenty of people who don't even have 1 million subscribers yet. So right now, there's a lot of opportunity. I mean, just look at this. Look at how much of this is music. So all the people say you can't grow a music channel. I'm like, I beg to differ. Look at all this stuff. Look at how much of this is gaming. Look at all the different things. There's even a few education channels here. There's a few art channels. So when you tell me that it's impossible to grow in YouTube, I'm looking at the fact that less than 5,000 people have a gold play button, and I'm looking at the fact that at almost 250,000, I'm the 19,000th biggest YouTuber, so I'm like in the top 20,000. There's so much room at the top. It is ridiculous right now. There's so much room for quality content. You have so much opportunity that if you're telling me you're discouraged, just go and look at this. There are so many more people here that you could just like go hard and you can compete, because what you're doing isn't represented at the top. There's still room for like a FIFA YouTube channel to dominate here. There's still room for more comedy channels, because again, look at how many of these are also not necessarily English speaking channels. I mean, there's just a lot of opportunity. Look at the fact that Charisma on Command, in November, 2 Novembers ago, Charisma on Command, one of the biggest breakout YouTube channels recently, they had 30,000 subscribers. Oh, I was talking to Charlie and when I was talking to Ben, like they had like 30,000 subscribers. And now they're at 1 million in just 2 years. What a difference 2 years of hard work and hustle and making minor tweaks and adjustments can make. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop out of this. Let's get to some of your questions. Let's see what we can do about helping you guys grow your YouTube channel. Also, big thanks to Todd Miller. In Super Chat, please come to Raleigh and have a coffee or beer with me. You know what, Todd? I might take you up on that. We'll see. So, let's see. We got a few questions here, and I want to make sure that I'm answering them. Raheem Skay says, should I only focus on trending topics to get my first 100 subscribers? That's a great question. So a lot of you want to know if trending topics is the answer to grow your YouTube channel fast. It could be if you're lucky. Trending topics is partly a matter of luck. And I say try it. Take your shot. Take your shot, because you never know. Here's the risk, though. If you do trending topics, understand that if you get your audience that way, they may not be active on any of the other content that you do ever again. and it will take you time to get active subs off of that, even if you get a bunch of views, because if you don't have a back catalog of similar things, well, what's the point of subscribing? Because I think one of the things nobody takes for granted is understand why someone subscribes to a YouTube channel. Why did many of you subscribe to this YouTube channel? If you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. What made you subscribe to my YouTube channel? Because it's different for all of you. Not all of you come here specifically for the YouTuber tips. Some of you come here because you are creators, or maybe you're photographers or filmmakers, but if you're YouTubers, some of you got here trying to find out about camera gear and new cameras and what to buy or how to use the cameras that you have. So some of you come here for the camera gear. And some of you who are coming here for YouTube tips, you should really start paying attention to some of my camera and video editing stuff, because it will help you make better quality content. And I'm also going to be covering some more budget hardware in the future. So I would take a look at that, because quality content matters. Some people subscribe because someone is covering something they care about, but their editing, their style, their visuals might be a little better. But that's not always the case. Some people subscribe for a personality. Some people subscribe for the specific type of content. You know, technically, there are people who are personalities. It's not even the subject matter anymore. They could make a video about anything and you guys would watch it because you like them. And so that's just something to take into consideration. So should you make trending videos to get your first 100? You can, but the odds are it could be hit or miss and it may not work. What I did and what I would do is I would start with search-friendly topics, even if there's not a lot of competition for them, or maybe if there is, if you think you can do something different with it, because then you can pull in a few subscribers, and if it's something that's searched enough, you can keep trickling in subscribers. If a lot of you are wondering why my subscriber count grows so fast and why I get 10,000 new subscribers a month, it's because I did 1,000 videos and almost every single one of them are search engine friendly. Why is it that everyone who subscribes doesn't watch every single video? Because I'm covering something different every day, and it may not be the thing that they subscribed for in the first place. And so they may only watch something in another week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. So that's something you have to take into consideration. If I was a YouTuber that most of you are, and I actually was doing a niche, if I was a Star Wars YouTube channel, I would just keep making Star Wars content, and guess what? Majority of the people who subscribe to me, a good portion of them, at least 30%, 50% of them, would probably come back every day or every week and watch my new Star Wars video if that's all I made. But if you're making videos about Star Wars one day and then about your hydrating or your diet or your weight loss or your artwork the next day, it's hard for people to keep watching those videos over and over if that's not what they came here for, unless you are a personality, and that won't happen overnight. So understand that if you're not getting subscribers or you're not getting views, these are some of the very straightforward things that affect that. If you want to get your YouTube channel to grow fast, then I hope that you are doing something you really enjoy and are passionate about, because if you don't love Star Wars, but because you started a YouTube channel around Star Wars or Game of Thrones, you have to do Star Wars or Game of Thrones 3 to 5 times a week or every day, or you're not going to grow and you're not going to get subs or you're not going to get views, and it's going to make your channel confusing for people. Biggest complaint sometimes? There are people who come to my channel and they specifically want just this thing or just that thing, and I make other things. So that's something you have to keep in mind. If you want to grow fast, you focus on one thing or one group of things that fit together very well. So we have another question. How do you make money on YouTube? Ad revenue pays you on YouTube. I've actually done a series of 10 ways to make money on YouTube, especially after the ad boycott. So if you're worried about YouTube money, I highly suggest you watch that video. And I also did a mini series on it. You should probably subscribe and check that out. See what I did there? So let's see. HD says, I just can't find decent editing software. Roberto, any recommendations for free ones? Free editing software is hard. About 2 years ago, I covered a video on some free editing software. I'll probably do an update to that, because right now, I would say the best free video editing software is probably free editing software that's on your phone. And so you have, if you have an iPhone, you have iMovie, but if you have Android or an iPhone, you can use Adobe Premiere Clip. Also, you can use Adobe Premiere Spark. You can also use spark.adobe.com, and those to me are the best free video editing programs besides iMovie if you have an iPad or an iPhone. There are some other ones out there, but those are, in my opinion, the best. And part of the reason is they are really free. And they also have things like you can add background music, there's titles, you can do different things, you have different effects, and it's easy to use and it's intuitive. Not to mention that you can correct the lighting and you can change the color grading on it, and that's pretty powerful for it being a phone app. Can you add additional video tracks and layers? No, you absolutely can't. That's asking too much for a free app. It's probably never going to happen on a free app. HitFilm and HitFilm Express, like those are free, but those are desktop. So maybe you check that out. So that is what my answer to that would be. Let's see. We've got some more questions here. Let me try and scroll through them. Yeah, I know that Liza and Jake and Logan and so many other people had Vine followers before they went to YouTube, and that's part of my point is there's more than one pathway to the top. If you feel it's too hard for you initially in YouTube, consider making YouTube content, but then going to a platform where it's easy for you to make content and hit it hard and fast and pivot and grow an audience, and then build that up and then pull them over to your YouTube content. And it's not just Viners who have done that. Snapchatters have done that, like my friend Sean Duras. Sean Duras brought an audience from blowing up in Snapchat over to YouTube, and it worked out tremendously for him because his YouTube channel didn't have traction that much before he went and did that. My friend Carlos Gill has done a similar pivot. So it is entirely possible to move people. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but you can move people from one platform to another. It is entirely possible to do that. So if you're having a problem breaking out in YouTube, getting noticed in YouTube, which there's no such thing, by the way, you get discovered, not noticed. There's a difference. Then you can have a strategy to get discovered. That's about intent. I'll get into that into a minute. But like you can take people from another platform. If you have a big following in Instagram, get them over to your YouTube channel. And that could help you. You could go hard on Instagram and then bring people over to YouTube. You could be on one of these live streaming platforms and then bring people over to YouTube. And it's possible. So, that's what I would say. Lil PTV, how are you? Parker Panel, nice to see you here. How's everything going with me? I'm doing awesome, man. Thanks for asking. There are people who, went from a platform that died. Meerkat died. Blab died. And people brought their audiences from that to YouTube too. So when new platforms come out, you can dominate in these new platforms. There are kids on Musical.ly bringing their audiences over to YouTube, and that's really like doing well for them as well. So I would look at things like that, and I would look at these other platforms. You want another hack for growing your YouTube channel fast in 2017? You don't focus just on YouTube. I know a lot of people are like, oh, YouTube. They made YouTube their life. Go to another platform that's new, make something unique, and dominate there. Get massive attention, right? And then pull people from there over to YouTube, and then you have a good base for moving forward and momentum, and you have a passionate audience. And so that's how you do that. If your game is partly also to be a personality. So that matters. Hawk Gaming. Roberto, have you ever thought about doing a detailed video that dives in depth in analytics and explains them in detail for those of them who may not understand? I actually did a live stream, Hawk Gaming, revealing my own YouTube analytics and doing a deep dive and explaining them and explaining under the hood of YouTube. So I highly recommend you go back and you watch that live stream. It's long, but it's worth it, and you'll understand the algorithm better if you go and you watch that video. And it's here on the channel, so you definitely want to check that out. Let's look at some more of your questions. So how do you get people to notice your channel, and what do you mean by changing your content on YouTube channel? So the thing is that a lot of people when they get on YouTube, and it's the right thing, by the way, to do what you care about and what you're passionate about. If what you're passionate about is Star Wars, do Star Wars content. If you're passionate about weight loss, getting those gains, then do that. But what a lot of people do is their content is all over the place. And that makes it hard. It's not impossible to grow a variety channel. I already did a live stream where we talked about variety channels versus niche channels. But if speed is your game and speed is what you care about, then what you have to do is you have to pick something and you have to stick with it, at least at the start. And then you have to do something similar to that if you're getting bored. And then you go and you go and you go. And it's hard to do a major pivot because your audience came here for a reason and they don't always want that. And if you change, you will lose them. It happens. It's happened to a lot of YouTubers. So, that's what the game is the reality is, and it's not the most creative thing, and it's not the most flattering thing, but the reality is the speed at which you guys, a lot of you, are impatient and want to grow and blow up in YouTube, your only answer would be to show up and 3 to 5 times a week, make very similar content over and over and over again, and make it as the best quality that you can, because that's how TV show sitcoms work. That's how series work. That's what people expect. They're making a conscious choice about what they want, and if you stop giving them that thing that they opted into, they're going to opt out of it and they're going to leave. So I would say that that is what the real issue is. And again, if you're just starting and you're all over the place because you haven't found your voice, you haven't figured it out, that could be why you're struggling. The answer is, unfortunately, repetition, repetition, repetition. And believe me, I know that gets boring as hell, and that's why I don't do it. I decided to sacrifice views for, other things, and partly to maintain my sanity, and also because my ADHD can't handle it, I have to do different things every day. And so that's what my channel reflects. I am getting it thematically aligned in a very interesting way. That's a soft pivot on my part, but I say don't go against the grain of your personality. You have to find a hack and you have to find something that works for you. If you have that type of personality and you get easily bored, you have to position your channel for that from the very beginning. DIY channels are great in that way because DIY gives them a variety of projects. They can do a different project every time. It doesn't have to be the same type of project, and so that helps with their boredom, and that helps keep things interesting for them and for the audience. If you do a gaming channel, but you don't pick a specific game, like if you did a channel and it was like Five Nights at Freddy's, and then there's no more Five Nights at Freddy's games, you're kind of screwed, right? And you can't really change the name of your channel, and if people came for that, they may not watch your other stuff. So if you were going to do a gaming channel, you have to understand that there are problems that go with that. It's why that would not be my strategy to focus on one game, even though initially that's easy and you can get fast subscribers and blow up, but it doesn't necessarily work when it's time for you to do a different game that's not the same genre or the same type or the same series. You're going to lose the majority of your audience. So that is an answer. Vlogging. Vlogging is very difficult to grow and break out in. It doesn't lend itself to search very well. So if you vlog, I think you have to balance that with some kind of search-friendly content, but you have to think about what you're vlogging about and why, and you have to think about, well, who are you? And so that matters. That ultimately does matter. But if you're a vlogger, but you're also a photographer, and you happen to be a portrait photographer, then in addition to your vlogs, you should show your work and show what you do for a living beyond the vlogs, and you should do some tutorials about your camera gear, and you should do tutorials about, shooting family photos or doing baby portraits or whatever it is that you do as your business, because then that's search friendly and that helps people care about it, and then you have the personality of the vlog driving it. So that's what I would say about vlogging is you have to break down what you do and you have to figure it out. And how to find search relevant things in that. So that matters. Sylvia Wood, thank you for the $5 in Super Chat. Really appreciate you. So that's what I would say about it. That's why I say there's no getting noticed. I would say that it's about getting discovered. That's the answer. And by the way, As for like view to subscriber ratios, when you're smaller, your view to subscriber ratios will be better. It's almost always going to be better when you're smaller, but the bigger your channel gets, there are things in the algorithm that are going to hit you to where it's hard to maintain that view to subscriber ratio. Even PewDiePie, the biggest YouTuber, he particularly struggles with this, but there are smaller YouTubers that don't get hurt nearly as bad by it. But also, it has to do with the fact that the longer you're on YouTube, the more of your audience from the beginning kind of diminishes sometimes, because as you grow and as you change, not everyone will want to come along with you. So you have to accept that there's no right answer for your view to subscriber ratio. It's going to be the audience just wants what they want. It is what it is. And there are things the algorithm is going to do. So that's what I would say about it, is don't beat yourself up about that. It is what it is. On average, according to YouTube's own data, 5% is the new normal. 5% of your audience watching is kind of the new normal. I know that probably sounds really depressing, but it's just the truth. And so if you're hitting that, you're doing just fine. Financial education, thank you for the $5 in Super Chat. Appreciate your donation, buddy. Roberto, has revenue fully recovered for you and most people you personally know who are YouTubers? Just interested, thanks. So financial education, I think you're talking about the YouTube ad boycott. My channel was never negatively impacted by the YouTube ad boycott. In fact, during the YouTube ad boycott, my ad revenue increased, and it's still increasing. And the only time I had a dip was when I've taken some time off for travel, which has been more often. So if I ever take some time off, there's a small dip, but not by much. And all my other numbers go up. Views go up, watch time goes up, subscriber growth net goes down a little bit, and a little bit on revenue sometimes, but that's it. So I wasn't hit by the ad boycott. However, there are people who have, some people, it's not returning to normal, but it's stabilizing. I think there will be no going back from this. Also, while not all videos are being demonetized, shadow demonetization does take place on some channels, but I will have to do a dedicated video about shadow demonetization, and I have to reference a YouTube channel that actually covered this very well as also. I think Davidson, she covered this, and I'll link to it when I do it, but I have some additional information and context to add to that. Just understand that shadow demonetization is not YouTube doing anything shady. It's the fact that most of you don't understand that Google and YouTube, while they're parent and child companies, the parent does what it wants, and it doesn't always inform the child of what that is. YouTube's the child, Google's the parent. The parent makes the decisions, the child has to live with it. That's called life, and that's life at YouTube. And so these companies are siloed. The Google team and the YouTube team don't always talk to each other, and it gets confusing for us as creators, and there's challenges with that. So I'll go into that in depth at another point. I want to just kind of keep us on track here. So Cognitive Amplifier, thank you so much for the $5 Canadian. I do an educational stick figure comedy videos, but I think my videos are too long, around 10 minutes, full of info. Should I do 3 to 5 minute videos instead? Cognitive Amplifier, balance the content and do short and long videos. Long videos perform actually better on YouTube as long as the retention rate is there. Less people will watch a long video, but the quality of that audience is better than people with short attention spans. And those people, if you ever do anything related to money or to donations or anything like that, are more likely to convert for you. So if you're an education channel, short attention spans aren't in your best interest for an education channel. So I would continue to make long videos, but if you need to grow the audience, a few short videos that can be gateway videos to watching the rest of your content, get people involved, those couldn't hurt. So I would say this is a good segue. Long and short videos. I did a video about the algorithm and the new things we learned from Matt Gillen from Little Monster Media, formerly of Frederator Networks. And again, according to his data, having analyzed 1,000 channels, it's similar to what I came up with. And he says 7 to 16 minutes is the ideal sweet spot. And any videos that get retention over 5 to 8 minutes perform 50% better on YouTube. So long videos ultimately do better on YouTube because YouTube cares so much about that watch time and about retentions and about session time. YouTube wants that. They want our attention. They want our time. So we don't get time back. Short videos, they don't really help you with that as much. They get views, but they don't get watch time. So I think you need both, though, because you need people to feel comfortable with you, and they can say, oh, I can spare 3 to 5 minutes, but 10 is a bigger ask. So I would continue to do mostly long videos. That's what I'm doing. But mixing a few short ones in to get people in the door and get them to subscribe, it couldn't hurt. And that's something all of you should take into consideration, is balancing short and long form content. And you should also look at live streams. So I think all of those things can definitely help you. So that's my advice. All right, let's look at a couple of more questions here. If you go, I'm just Zane ask, if you go inactive, does that hurt your channel in the search? It doesn't hurt your channel in the search. It hurts your channel in the algorithm. Search is important, but user behavior is the most important thing. And so pay attention to the fact that if you're not showing up every day, people can't share you as much. If you're not showing up every day, things can't recommend you as much. So being active matters. But if you can't post a video, consider making a playlist and curating your videos with other people's videos and mixing those in together, because that could definitely help. Sylvia Wood asks, are you still reviewing channels? Can I email you? If people are interested in a channel review, I've mostly picked the ones for the TubeBuddy review series already, and if I haven't reached out to you, the odds are you weren't picked, because I do those as a learning and training exercise for people, and I'm trying to pick genres that I haven't addressed before. If I've already done a beauty channel, the odds are I'm not going to be reviewing your beauty channel here for the audience. But I do take paying client consults, and I do charge for that, and those are more in depth, because then I have you let me into the back end of your channel. I look at your analytics, and that's a more granular thing than a 10 or 15 minute review that I do here on the channel. So if you want that, you can reach out through robertoblake.com, or you can DM me on Twitter at robertoblake if you're interested in that. Lately I get so much spam that DMs are usually faster now to get me, but the thing I'll say about that is, when I do a YouTube channel review, the odds are, if I've reviewed a channel in your genre, the odds are I'm probably not going to review another channel in that genre again, because I'm trying to cover the entire YouTube landscape. I haven't done a channel review of a YouTube animation channel, and it's a learning exercise that needs to happen for me to do that, to help people. I haven't done an automotive YouTube channel review. I haven't done a super business YouTube channel review yet, so I will be reviewing the types of channels that I've never done a review for. And that's the point, because if I've reviewed a channel in your genre, that advice is valid for you, and you should reverse engineer from that. If you want specific advice on your YouTube channel, and you want me to look at your data and analytics and do a 90-minute call with you, then that's a service that I let people hire me for, and it works out pretty well. So that's that's how you can get that done if you're looking for help. So I think that it's just important for you guys to know that that's how I'm doing it. When I pick YouTube channels to review, it's not just because people are asking me or anything like that. It has to be a teaching exercise that I think gives value to the rest of the community. And frankly, there are people who ask me for channel reviews. Their channel is doing too well, or the things that are wrong with it are too obvious. It has to be somewhere more in the middle, because that's where relevancy to teach everyone how to be better is going to happen. So it's a weird way that I have to go about it, but I hope it makes sense for you guys. Allegra Chetty, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate you. Bodies After Baby says, once you hit those 10,000 views, do you recommend monetizing right away? Yes. Excuse me. I recommend monetizing immediately. Because one, we're used to ads on YouTube. Two, revenue is revenue. Prioritize revenue generating activities. I know money isn't everything, but it does matter, and it does help with things. So, I would take care of that. Let's see. Roberto, is it possible? I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make sense. I can't. Maybe English isn't the language, so maybe that's why. Where is the question? that I was looking for. Oh, Pixel Lab Media. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate you. Atchison Mapping says, I do videos on a small genre and it does okay, but I'd like more people to watch the genre. How can I do that? If it's a small genre, you can't necessarily get blood from a stone or water from a stone. If it's a small niche community and there's not a lot of people who do that thing or care about that thing, then it's hard to get people into it. So I don't know that I really have an answer for you if you have something that's that unique. It might be that your community is just that small and that's your community. So whatever got you into it, maybe over time that other people get into it. I would just keep making content. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you, but I mean, that's just the deal. The majority of people, I mean, if I did a Star Wars YouTube channel, the odds are more people would watch me. If I did a Star Wars YouTube channel like my friend Prince from Urban Acolytes or my friend Mitch from Dash Star, like, I would get a ton of views. If I did a Dragon Ball channel like my buddy Daniel from Geekdom 101, I would get a ton of views because those communities, those fandoms are huge. If I did a Game of Thrones channel, it would be massive because that's a big audience. As it is, not a lot of people who are in YouTube or on YouTube are here to be entrepreneurs, especially creative entrepreneurs. If I did something that was just about photography or video, I would be a lot bigger, like Tony and Chelsea Northup or Jared Polin or any of those people. But entrepreneurship is a smaller niche than all of those things. That's why me and Sonny Leonarduzzi, that's why, the people biggest in that space, Gary Vaynerchuk, like me and Grant Cardone have a similar subscriber count. Marie Forleo's crushing it. Evan Carmichael, Amy Spatara. But we're a small community of BizTube. We're a small community. BookTube is growing finally. So, I mean, if you have a niche, maybe it grows at some point. Something that we almost never talk about here on YouTube is all the automotive channels. There's so many automotive car and motorcycle channels, and we just never talk about it. But that's a huge community. There's a huge gun community here on YouTube. And again, we don't talk about those channels as much. Everything is comedy and gaming and vlogs and animation and music and and travel or photography or filmmaking or television show reviews or unboxings or tech. These are the main staples of YouTube, but there's so much more to YouTube than that, and there's so many different diverse communities, and I think that you just have to kind of like find where you fit and understand that that niche may have a ceiling. It may have only so many people in it today, but that might not be true a year from now, 2 years from now, so you have to stick it out. There was a point where vlogging wasn't the most popular thing on YouTube. That was a small thing for a while. Now everybody wants to do it. Gaming, like, is like, it's still always going to be a big deal, but like, it wasn't like the thing on YouTube until it was. Stephanie B. Sandy says, Roberto, I think I heard you say once that you research trending hashtags in Twitter to help you with your content. Can you clarify your process? Sure. In my case, because of the things that I care about, I'll look at hashtags like photography problems, marketing problems, brand fail, YouTuber problems, designer problems, etc. And I'll also look at some more general hashtags, and I'll see what the trending conversation is around those things, and see if it's something that I want to contribute to, or if I can make an evergreen video that will always be there so that when people have that problem, I can tweet it out. And so that helps. So that's what my process looks like. If you're more general, then using that, if you talk about current events, could help. If you're a YouTube news channel, that could help. So, that's what I would say about it. Creator Fundamentals. Thanks for the biz-minded approach and inspiration to create this channel. Thank you for watching, Creator Fundamentals, and thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate you. TreyTube1. Roberto, I'm 9 years old and have my papa's help wondering what types of videos I should do. Trey, do what's fun for you. Do what's fun. Don't worry about being a YouTuber, Trey. Don't worry about subscribers. Don't worry about views. Trey, if you're here and you're having fun, be a kid and have fun. I would literally do a lot of things to be 9 years old again. It'd be amazing. So just Trey, have fun. Don't get stressed. Alex Fishing TV. Oh well, I was hoping for a channel review next time, I guess. Thanks, Roberto. Alex, we'll see. I mean, who knows? Let's see. What else do we have here in the questions? Got to answer some more of these questions. By the way, thank you everybody for the super chats. Really appreciate it. And thank you for these awesome questions. I'm also probably at some point going to take a quick break from questions to go into some tactical stuff. So if that's what you're into, you'll definitely want to stick around. Aqua Tazy says, Roberto, have you ever reviewed a pet channel as part of your TubeBuddy series? I have not, and that could be super interesting. So I would take a look at that. Roberto, you haven't done a journaling channel yet. That's a good question. I'm not even sure what a journaling channel is. That could be interesting. I also haven't done a news channel. That could be interesting. Oh, excuse me. That could be interesting. I haven't done like a news or politics or commentary channel either. As far as review. So yeah, that could be interesting. Hero Lock has a question. Do subscribers really matter? Does having a large following make you successful? Depends on how you define success. That's an individual thing as far as success. I don't define success by views or subscribers, but it's the most common thing in YouTube for people to do. Revenue is another thing, but revenue isn't always tied to ad revenue based on users' views and subscribers. I know YouTubers with 10,000 subscribers that make more money than YouTubers with 500,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers. Literally, I know small YouTubers who make more money than big YouTubers, but it's the business-minded approach behind what they do. It's also the niche and genre that they have. I know YouTubers with 30,000 subscribers that get $5,000 and $8,000 brand deals. FYI, I'm not getting $8,000 brand deals. So there are YouTubers with a tenth of my audience that on a brand deal could make more money than me. In my case, sometimes on ad revenue, I have clients and friends with double my subscriber count and double my views every month, and I make more money in ad revenue than them because the ads my channel triggers are more valuable. So the advertisers that I get are technology companies, and they pay bigger ad spends. So there's literally no guarantee that any of these things, that's why there's no formula to this, and that's why this is a Q&A conversation. I can give you a top 10 list of 10 things you can do to grow a YouTube channel fast. The reason that I'm answering your questions is because everything is specific to your channel, to your niche, to your audience, and to your goals. So does subscribers make you a successful YouTuber? If that's what you care about and how you define success, then yes. Does making money on YouTube make you successful? If that's how you define success, yes. If your goal was to use YouTube to get a job or recognition in your industry, then yes, that's what makes it successful. If your goal in YouTube was to connect with a brand and to work with the dream brand that you've admired since you were a kid, that's what makes it successful. If your goal was to take YouTube and then become a public speaker or to become an actor or actress or to get a job in this industry, then that's what makes you successful. You decide what makes you successful on YouTube. There's not a standard for it. So don't think that there is. In general, that's one of the biggest problems. The biggest problem that I see in YouTube as a culture is that everybody is chasing fame and chasing vanity things, and that people are looking way too hard at what everyone else is doing instead of staying in their lane and focusing on how they're gonna crush it and what they're gonna do. I look at my friends and what they're doing, but I don't look at them as competitors, so I never worry about it. When I say I don't care or don't look at what other people are doing, I am dead serious. I did not know who the majority of the big YouTubers were for the last 2 years is when I figured that out in the last year to 2 years who the big YouTubers were because I didn't watch their content because I didn't care. I wasn't their audience. I wasn't their target. I wasn't interested in those things. I found out about them as I got more into this and as I went to things like VidCon, but I had no idea who most of these people were because, I don't watch their content. I didn't watch KSI. I didn't watch Comedy Shorts Gamer. It wasn't my thing. I didn't, I'm sure they're lovely people. I didn't care. And that's me. But you know who I was watching? I was watching my friends like Dash Star Wars. I was watching Charlie from Emergency Awesome. I was watching Chibi Reviews. I was watching Unbox Therapy because I actually buy nice tech and things that probably cost too much money. And so that's the kind of thing that I was into, which means I had no idea what things outside of my bubble of what my interests were, I had no idea who those people were. And I didn't care what their subscriber count was because that's who I am. But I'm also older. I'm 33. I'm not the typical YouTube audience. So that's part of it. And even when I was 28 or 25, maybe I wasn't the typical YouTuber audience then as far as a viewer, at least not for their demographic. So, I mean, that's what it is. I've been watching iJustine for years, so of course I know who she is. My favorite YouTuber, one of my favorite YouTubers. None of you probably have heard of him, but he's an old school YouTuber, and he's now more behind the scenes than anything. Freddie Wong. Freddie Wong, former Guitar Hero World Champion Freddie Wong, head of Rocket Jump Studios Freddie Wong. Like, so a lot of you have no idea who Freddie Wong was. One of my old favorite YouTubers, Ryan Weber. Ryan Weber, he's not really a YouTuber anymore. He went from doing lightsaber effects on YouTube and doing competing in the Lucasfilms lightsaber choreography contest and like winning second place and like honorable mentions and stuff like that with his friends, to working on NBC Heroes, and then Steven wow, I lost my train of thought. Like, he went and, like, wow, I lost my train of thought. Nightmares and Dreamscapes. So he ended up doing that. He ended up winning 2 Emmy Awards before he was 27 years old, and he got his start on YouTube. These are people that I watch that you guys have never heard of. You guys have never heard of people like this. Back in the day, I used to watch Final Cut King. You guys have never heard of Zach King, Final Cut King, some of you. Like, so like, I didn't know who big YouTubers were, and my thing is, so many people, you're watching and you're chasing big YouTubers and you're trying to emulate and copy them, and they got where they got by doing their own thing. They got where they got by doing their own thing and being consistent and focusing on what they do well more than what's on popular, what they do well that their audience responds to or is popular with their audience. If you try to please everyone, you won't please anybody. And so that's why I don't even try to do that with my content. I know what will do well for me on YouTube. I know what I can do that will get 50,000 views per video consistently. I don't care. It would be boring to keep doing the same things over and over again just to get views. For me. But that's, but that's me. My ADHD can't take that. I can't do those things. I can't sit still and not move my hands and do, so I can't do it. But if I could, then I could crush it, and that would work. So you have to find your fit. That is the key here. You have to find what you're good at, go all in, triple down, and be consistent and keep doing it and make it better and better and better over and over and over again and refine it. And if you hit a wall, you pivot. You do something a little different. A 5 or 10% tweak is enough. So that'll do it. Dom's Production says, I'm nearly at 100 subs, Roberto, with almost 30K views. Am I doing something wrong? No. You're not. I will say this. It's harder to get subscribers in YouTube, not because it's not really harder, but it is. Meaning that the culture of a YouTube viewer, it's harder to get someone to click the subscribe button. Most of you, if you go into your YouTube analytics, you'll find that majority of your views are non-subscribers. People who have not clicked subscribe to your channel are watching your videos. That is a good thing because it means that your audience pool of potential subscribers is higher. If it's not, then that's actually bad. If you got only your subscribers watching your videos, and then it was mostly your subscribers watching your videos, which most of you think that's what you want, but you don't, then how would you grow? Because new people who don't know who you are aren't watching if that's the case. So that means your growth would have a lower ceiling. As long as more people who are not subscribed to you are watching your channel, you've got more potential, you've got more of a shot. The problem is that it's harder to get someone to commit to hitting a subscribe button. I'm really good at getting people to commit to hitting a subscribe button. So that's what I would say about that is back in the early days of YouTube, maybe it was easier to get people to hit a subscribe button because it wasn't a big deal to them. But now it is. It's a commitment, and it's a bigger commitment, and they have more choices, and that matters. So you have to be willing to make sure that you have a reason for them to subscribe. What is in it for them? So, I mean, that is really important. What's really important is to figure out What is it that you're good at? What is it that you're excited enough that doesn't bore you, that you can do day in and day out over and over again, and put out a reasonably good video, and give yourself a shot to improve over time. You won't get it perfect the first time, the first 10 times. If you're me, you won't get it right the first 60 to 100 times, but that's why I did 1,000, because that's just how long it took me to get decent. There are people who are more talented, like Liza, who can do 100 executions and get a lot more for that because she's got actual talent and personality. I don't, so it took me 1,000 videos to get a fraction of the result. Your results, your mileage, it may vary. Talent matters. Personality matters. What's in demand in the market matters. Your time, your energy, your expertise, your whatever, it matters. But what I will say is that don't think that the numbers are so very important. Growth on YouTube and growing your YouTube channel is partly getting better at your craft. It's getting better at being on camera. I sucked at it. Watch my old videos. I sucked at being on camera for a very long time, and live, forget it, right? So that's important to take into consideration. So I evolved through repetition. I grew faster when I went to daily videos because I got used to be on camera. My anxiety went down, my sense of timing, my sense of composition improved, my editing techniques improved. So growing fast for me meant repetitions. It meant showing up every day. It meant working on this every day for like an hour or two, and that's it. I never really spent more than an hour or two at any point on my YouTube stuff. I think everyone thinks that I spend more time on this than I actually do. Live streaming is the most time I spend on any YouTube video ever. I edit videos in like 30 minutes or less, but I also have hardware that lets me edit in 30 minutes or less, so that matters. I shoot on the best thing that I possibly can to make that process faster, easier, simple, and I do everything in one take, and live streaming helped me get that right. I can do everything in one take. So I do very minimal edits. It's jump cuts, it's pauses. It takes me, if a video is going to be 8 minutes, I can shoot it in 12 minutes. If a video is going to take me 8 minutes, I can shoot it in 12 minutes. Of that 8-minute video, when I go ahead and edit it, I can probably edit it in 20 minutes and then just watch it and look for mistakes, and that's it. I let the computer render and upload it while I do something else. I'm on to the next thing. And so that's my process for making a video. Beginning to end, if I don't batch record things, it would take me an hour to turn around a YouTube video. That's it. But even if I incorporate B-roll, because what do? When I have nothing else, I shoot B-roll on my camera when nothing else is going on in advance so that I have B-roll to use to cut into my videos. And so I don't have to worry about a longer process. I use old footage in my archives and dump that in as B-roll sometimes if it's in context. So those are my hacks for speed. And so growing your channel fast, part of it is quantity. Part of it is the algorithm. 3 to 5 videos a week. That will help. That will help you with speed. Like, when Jared Polin was doing YouTube, he did it like every day for 3 days straight. PewDiePie, when he went to daily, that was the game too. Like, honestly, the more content you put out, and if it's quality, and if you're optimizing your content using TubeBuddy, go to tubebuddy.com/awesome. Use code Roberto's Buddy. It'll get you 20% off. Use this tool because this tool will help you figure out what it is that's in your genre that has high search volume and low competition. That's going to get you some views, and it's going to help you trickle that stuff in. It's going to help you with saving time when you need to update a lot of your cards and your info cards or update your links in your description. It's going to help. So I would do that. It's going to hook you up with Social Blue Book. Social Blue Book is going to help you figure out what to charge sponsors. And they're also doing brand deals too, so that could help you. So that kind of thing matters. I have a video that I did coming out, which is a tutorial that I did for Anchor, and it's great because I was going to do a tutorial for Anchor anyway because I've been talking about podcasting, and Anchor literally has a way for you to start your podcast in like 5 minutes. And so I put together a tutorial for that because they offered me a brand deal, and the best part was I was going to do it anyway. I was going to make that video anyway, so I just got money for it. And so you have those opportunities if you're using the right tools, if you're in the right platforms, if you're in things like TubeBuddy and Social Blue Book and FameBit and Grapevine Logic and Relio Labs. These are all things that can help you. If you're doing brand deals, here's another hack. Ask the brand, in addition to paying you whatever they're paying you or sending you a free product, ask them if they can tweet it or share it in their social media, and then you can get an audience out of that. So those things all can help you with growing your YouTube channel. Those things can all help you with revenue so that you can get the equipment and the gear to work faster and smarter. So all of those things really matter. One of the other things I would say, stop underestimating thumbnails. One thing I am going to be spending more time on is I'm going to be doing better thumbnails. I'm going to go back to my Photoshop roots. I'm going to pull out this digital pen and tablet, and I'm going to go hard on my thumbnails going forward, because I feel like, I've been making them. I made my templates. It was fine. They're branded, but I feel like I can do better. I can do more creative thumbnails that will get clicked more. And so you should really look at that. Photoshop is $10 a month. Affinity Designer is like $50-$60, and you own it forever. Or you can get Photoshop Elements for like $70, own it forever. Get a bundle with Premiere Elements, $120, own them both forever. If you get Adobe Premiere Elements to edit your videos and Adobe Photoshop Elements combined for like $140-$150, you've got your editing program and you've got your program to do your thumbnails and your channel artwork, and that's all you need, and that's it. You can do that. Get a $300 camera and a $50, $80 lens for a DSLR. That's all you need to do YouTube hardcore at the level that most big YouTubers were doing when they got to 100,000 subscribers. That's what it takes. That's the investment. And so, that's what I would say about that. Man, I need a drink. So let me answer some more questions here. Let me take a look at what we got going on. Roberto, who made that little character for you in the thumbnail? That was done by Joshua Pomeroy of Pomeroy Creative, and I have him making more mini Robertos for me. So, yep, that matters. Let's see. We got some more questions here. Can you really be a super variety channel making videos about food, tech, and vlogs? J Hill Life, it would be very difficult. I'd be really surprised if you can tie an audience together around all of those things. It's not impossible, but not everybody's Justine, my friend. It's hard. If you have the personality, you can pull it off. If you think you can pull it off, then go for it. Dom's Production says, Roberto, I started to make daily content, but I didn't see any growth in my audience since I have almost 29K views and about 100 subs for a while now. What would you recommend for uploads? Dom, I would look at if you're optimizing your content, and I would look at what the intended audience is for that, because daily won't work for every audience. As a general rule, it kind of does in the algorithm, but only if you're optimizing for it, and only if it's the type of audience that is receptive to that, which the majority of audiences in YouTube are, but there is content for which that won't work. So that is just something to keep in mind. Shannon Morse, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate you. Shannon says, I currently have 6K subs and run a channel with 300K for work. I'm using lots of my own experiences and you're teaching to build my own brand. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shannon. That is awesome. That's interesting to hear. I'd like to know what this channel is for your job. So reach out to me on Twitter or in email, because I'm really curious about that. That's interesting to me. I'm always interested when businesses are using YouTube and how they do it, because I like doing that for clients, but it's also really interesting to just see a different side of YouTube. I like the business side of YouTube a lot, maybe more than most people do. Eric Mero says, hey Roberto, question about content type. I'm creating different types of content, music, gear demos, video production tutorials, and I have personal travel videos. Is it best to release my videos on one channel? I don't know that the travel stuff is as relevant to the rest, so I think it depends on how you're packaging it. Depending on how you're packaging it. If this is all stuff under your personal brand, then that's fine, and that's great, but understand that you will have some fluctuations on view to sub ratio, like I do, but if it's all in your personal brand and it all fits the narrative of who you are and what you're trying to do and what your interests are, go for it, my friend. If your goal is not to be big in YouTube, because again, Wasn't my goal, wasn't why I started the channel, not what the channel's doing, not the goal of my other 2 secret channels I ain't telling you guys about until they're where they need to be. And so, yeah, like my YouTube channels mostly aligned to my business goals. I have a collab channel where I'm going to be able to talk about Star Wars and Game of Thrones that I'm going to be doing with some friends. That's coming out later in the summer. I'll only be posting maybe once a week or every other week to that, and everyone else will be posting on their schedule. It'll be fun, but it's so that, like, but I'm not worried about that channel growing and being big in YouTube either. That's just a creative outlet. I literally don't worry about this stuff on a personal level. I think about it as a puzzle that I like to solve. Because again, that's just how my brain is. I need those things. I need puzzles. I play Zelda games for a reason. I play Bomberman for a reason. I play Mario for a reason. I think you guys are seeing how my stuff is. But my point is, I don't attach an emotional weight or value to the subscriber count number or to those things beyond, did I help people do what they were trying to do when I made this piece of content? That's what I look at, because that's why I got into this for, because that was my background as far as like doing training in corporate, and I like teaching people and I like helping people and being a tutor. And so it's like, that's who I am. It's why I do public speaking and I do workshops in the real world. That's just who I am. It's why I do consulting. So I really feel like if you build your YouTube channel on who you actually are, it sounds hokey as hell, but I'm serious. If you build your YouTube channel on who you actually are, you will be happier. If you create a persona, it'll be hard to differentiate between whether people like you as a person or they like the character you created. That's a problem. If you do a YouTube channel to be popular, you're always going to be at the mercy. You're always going to be a slave to trends. You're always going to be a slave to your audience. You're always going to be beholden to them. You're going to be beholden to the changes in the algorithm. So that's that's what the problem is. If you're trying to be popular and YouTube is your goal, and the best way to go about it is to do what you're good at and what you like and what you can do consistently, or this will become a business or a job that you hate. Just like anything else that you do for money or status that doesn't interest you anymore, or you burn out of it, or creates a bad habit for you. If I ever got to a point to where I started hating YouTube, I'd stop. I would stop. I have my other businesses that I can just keep running. I have my public speaking. I have my brand. I have courses I'm coming out with. If I got to a point where I hated YouTube and I despised doing videos day in and day out, I would stop. Because I lived a life where I was doing something that I used to enjoy, and I got to the point to where I started to hate it, and I wasn't able to do that job in corporate America anymore after a while. I couldn't stomach it anymore. And it sucked because I was really good at it. And so you never want to take something and turn it into something that you despise. And if you attach your happiness to fame and vanity and subscriber counts and view counts and YouTube status, you're setting yourself up to not like this anymore. And that's just the truth. And so, now, granted, let's get tactical. That was emotional, that was philosophical. Let's get tactical, though. You want to grow a YouTube channel fast. Cool. How fast can you produce 100 to 500 pieces of quality content? Quality content. Not crap, not spam, but like real talk. Quality content. What is quality content? Well, as long as it has decent lighting, decent audio, a decent story, or is entertaining or useful in some way, and it elicits a mostly some kind of response for the audience, then that's a quality piece of content. Then, when you make a quality piece of content, you have to optimize it, and you have to have a strategy to distribute and share it. If you're doing those things, and you do that 100 times, then you can get somewhere. If we want to say growing a YouTube channel fast, what does that mean? In my mind, it would mean from 0 to 6 to 12 months, can you get to 10,000 subscribers? Because whatever number you've concocted in your mind, the only number you really have to hit is 10,000 subscribers. Why? 10,000 subscribers unlocks all the features in YouTube you need, and it gives you access to the YouTube space in your area. That's it. 10,000 subscribers, that's the magic number. That's it. Does that mean, oh, well, you can be a full-time YouTuber? I don't know. What's your business model? Because that's the answer, because it ain't ad revenue anymore. We all know that. Thank you, Adpocalypse. Like, no, there's no subscriber count. There's no amount of views that guarantee you being a full-time YouTuber. Those days are dead. Rest in peace. They're gone. They're not coming back. It's over. The Adpocalypse. Thank you, Eric Feinberg. Yeah, that's another story. I'll rant on that another time. But yeah, blame Eric Feinberg. No, I'm not kidding. There's a reason. And so, the Adpocalypse, if you're looking, make it on YouTube based on ad revenue, views, subscriber counts. Nope, Adpocalypse, that's over for the most part. That's done. Not coming back. Those are, you have to have an actual plan, and you have to have 5 to 10 revenue streams, and that's how you do it now, unless you're going to get lucky. Unless you're going to get lucky, or unless you figure out how to manufacture viral videos for a very specific audience. And again, you're just waiting for that other shoe to drop of another Adpocalypse or shadow demonetization or something else, if that's the game you play. I'm just being very frank about that because it's the truth right now, and I don't see it changing for a lot of reasons. That being said, the magic number to, as far as growing your YouTube channel, 10,000 subscribers unlocks all the technical features of YouTube for you and gives you access to the YouTube creator space, the YouTube space where you can go ahead and use camera gear and props and all the things. So I would worry about 10,000 subscribers. If you have 10,000 subscribers or more, then the number for you is just whatever number you want to make a personal goal, less than 100,000, because everything after 100,000 is kind of a nice to have. Because after that, you get the silver play button, which is this thing over here, and that's kind of cool. And they put your name on that, and that's, you know, that's awesome. A lot of people want these things. That's cool. That's a nice to have. But after that, everything else is just gravy. Everything else is gravy. Like I said, less than 5,000 people have a gold play button. There's 6 million people with 100 subscribers or more, and 15 million people as creators on the platform overall. So if only 5,000 out of those numbers, the conservative estimate is that the gold play button people make up the 0.001% of YouTube, not the top 1%. No, 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 no. The PewDiePies, Casey Neistats, and Liza Koshis of YouTube, actually those people make up the 0.0001% because there are only about 500 people or less with a diamond play button. So if you're talking about 10 million, it's a much smaller percentage of YouTube. But the gold play button people, 0.001% of people on the platform. If you have, like, let's see, based on math, I think technically, if you have 10,000 subscribers, technically you're in the 1% of YouTube, technically. Like, on real, actual numbers. Because, again, you got to think. There's 6 million people on the platform, and let me see something. And let's see, a YouTuber I know with 20,000 is the 179,000th biggest YouTuber. So, if I do the math on this, yeah, like 10 to 20,000 puts you in the top 1% of YouTube. That's how narrow the funnel toward the top is. I'm not even kidding. That's just real math. 15 million people on the platform, 6 million people with 100 subscribers or more, only 5,000 with less than 5,000 with 1 million subscribers, less than 500 with 10 million subscribers or more, most of those being Vivo music channels. Yeah, that's real. So the top of YouTube, really small fraction of a percent there. So 10,000 subscribers, that's a reasonable goal for success. And if you already have that, 100,000, anything between that and 100,000 is amazing. And beyond that, it's just gravy. After that, it's just a nice to have. Spanners TF, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my friend. Really appreciate you. So, yeah, I mean, those are the real numbers, guys. And again, it's not me. This is Social Blade data. That's just real numbers. So, I think that if you're looking at subscriber count, that's not necessarily the answer. If you're looking to make this full time, that means having a savvy business strategy more than anything and making it sustainable. And there are plenty of ways to do that. I've talked about ways to monetize off of YouTube. I've talked about Patreon, merch. I've talked about offering a product or a service. I've talked about doing membership groups. I've talked about if you're an educator doing online courses. If you are an entertainer, do public appearances, make your own event series, do things like that. If you're an educator, you can do public speaking. You can host a conference. If you're an entertainer, you can also do hosting and do that, and interviews and different things for media outlets. There's just so many opportunities. You can build a real product. If you're doing beauty, you could end up even doing your own product line, like Michelle Phan did. If you're a photographer or filmmaker, obviously this could segue you into clients and into really big deals, and you can make a lot of money. So, I mean, there's sponsorship, obviously. There's affiliate marketing. There's just so many avenues to make money online, and using YouTube is a great way to do that. I don't rely on my AdSense. I make a lot more money on all the other things that I do, including the other business that I run, my consultancy, and then the education platform that I'm building, and then I'm looking at starting a conference, and then after that, there is a few ideas I have for app developments, and then there's things I'm investing in. So I look at a lot of different ways to make money, and I think that if you like diversify your revenue, it's probably the smartest thing you could do for your overall YouTube channel. But again, we're talking about, more views, more subscribers. So let's get into some more tactical things regarding that. In terms of tactical things for views and subscribers, if you're trying to get some attention in YouTube, even though you won't nearly compete with a lot of people, you can get featured in recommended and related videos by doing trending topics and looking at what's in the trending tab and looking at what's trending in Twitter and making videos around that, especially if it's YouTube community related, because people will just want to see what different people's opinions are on different things. So that's a really straightforward way to get views early on, and if you don't know what you're going to do yet or talk about, then that's a good place to start. When people start YouTube tags, as far as like, hey, tag your friends, or like get in on this topic, that's a good way to break into things and to ease into things. So that could help you get your initial first views and your first subscribers. Doing search-friendly content is a big part of that too, and so that's what I did when I got started. More than anything, thumbnails are what get you clicks and what get you views. Yes, you still have to do titles, descriptions, and tags because YouTube's new algorithm, which I talked about in our other stream, it wants to use these to categorize things. It's like trying to tell me, well, what aisle is the water in? It needs to know. And it also needs to know, well, if I bought Deer Park instead of Aquafina, then promote this to other people who bought Deer Park and Aquafina. Like, so it knows. It wants to know. YouTube wants to say, hey, if you watched House of Cards, you might watch Scandal or The Blacklist or Orphan Black. So it needs the metadata. It needs the titles, descriptions, and tags in order to categorize where to put your content, but also it's creating user profiles that's saying, this is the type of thing a Roberto Blake watches. What other viewers have similar patterns to Roberto Blake? And so it will recommend and do related and recommended videos based on that. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to go into my actual YouTube analytics. I'm going to show you proof of what I'm talking about here with the algorithm. I've done this before, and so what I'm going to do here is, this is 28 days. I want the last 30 days, and then maybe I'll do last 90 or something like that. So where is the thing that I'm looking for? I'm looking for, was it watch time reports? I think I'm looking for watch time reports because I'm looking for traffic sources. Traffic sources is what I'm looking for. All right, so traffic sources. This is a breakdown of the last 30 days on my YouTube channel of where traffic comes from. And this is what's going to be interesting. Can I see it as a pie chart? Ah, okay, cool. This puts it probably into context for you guys. So this is the pie chart. 36%. You see this big blue thing here? Majority of my... Let me see if we can do this here. Make this bigger. All right. 36% of... Is that watch time or views, though? I'm assuming that... Oh, that's watch time. Well, close enough. Same difference. I don't care. Like, okay. So, 36% of my watch time. Suggested videos on YouTube. That's killer. 24% of my watch time is search. 20% is browser features. We'll get into what that means. Other YouTube channels recommending me. That's what was it? Was it like 5%? External, meaning stuff on my website featured in articles, social media, 4%. 4% still matters because it still helps. Other, 9%. Most of that's probably going to be Google. All right. So then if we break that down over here where it says views, because that was all watch time, views. 32% of the views, suggested videos. 36% of my views, search. 14% browse features. What are browse features? Well, I'm glad you asked. The YouTube channel homepage. Of that 20%, more than half of that is the YouTube channel homepage. That's because when they see how someone watched other videos, they recommend me on people's homepage. 5% of that's watch later. Only 20% of that 27% of that 20% came from subscription notifications. So subscription notifications in browse features is a fraction of the 20% of my overall traffic, which is still a big number overall of raw views, but you see how that makes a difference. And then the notification bell represented about 1.7%, less than 2% of my overall views and about 2% of my watch time. So you can see that these things ultimately matter. Suggested videos are a huge deal. And so making videos with the purpose of targeting suggested videos, which, by the way, how do you think it does that? Titles, descriptions, and tags. Titles, descriptions, and tags. And so there are a couple of my own videos that result in that, but it's also things like this guy. I got 5,000 views from this video, 9 jobs to make extra money. I got 4,000 from my own videos, like recommend. This video recommended, and that helps me. So there's like all these other channels plus some of my own videos that are recommending me. These other channels, Deadbeat Super Affiliate, thank you so much, guy. Like, I'm siphoning views based on my videos relating to other people's videos. And that is something every single one of you can take advantage of. So when you say that you can't make it in YouTube as a small YouTuber, it's tactics, my friends. It's down to tactics. It's down to so much of targeting search and suggested videos, and those things both are used by YouTube to decide what to put on people's homepage to target you. So that means that of, like, what's this? 68, so then that's 90, so like, okay, 68, 70, so 82% of my traffic is basically down to optimizing my titles, descriptions, and tags. About roughly, I want to say 82% of my traffic. 82% of my traffic on YouTube, titles, descriptions, and tags are responsible for that. So that's just some real data for you. That's some real talk right there. That's the reality of YouTube and what the algorithm's doing, and all of you can take advantage of it. It will be slow going at first, but consistency matters and relevancy matters. Luxury Car Store, thank you for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate you. Your thoughts on crafting channels, which are generally geared towards women, too narrow of a niche to be profitable? Women are disproportionately an active audience on YouTube. They tend to watch longer in terms of watch time. Women also tend to be a larger overall buying audience in terms of making purchasing decisions, especially online. So I don't think it's too narrow of a niche. I think that it actually is a really good thing. I wish more women viewed this channel for those reasons specifically. Jessica Bundy, thank you for the $10 super chat. My content is animal rights activism through art and education about mass-produced products, one of a kind currently. I have 564 subs in 2 months. I'd love to be able to be considered for a review if possible. I'd rather definitely consider working with you as a client on a cheaper 30-minute consult, because that is such a specific thing that would be hard for everyone else to learn from, because you said it yourself. It's a one-of-a-kind channel. So that's hard to use as a teaching exercise that other people can get value from. But I'd love to have you as a client. And I definitely think there's things that I could help with there. What I would recommend is addressing some very search-friendly topics and hitting some current event news topics that might be trending worldwide, regard to animal abuses and situations, and animal product testing, and also look at what activism groups are doing in social media and try to ride off of that and try to have them promote your content if your content is spreading awareness, and that will work because there are millions of people that are animal rights advocates, and I think that you could pull in an audience from that on YouTube. What's its potential? I wouldn't be surprised if there are 10,000 to 100,000 people who care about that content. And so I think that it's a matter of doing all the basic YouTube things that I cover in my channel in general about YouTube tips. I think really good thumbnails that are eye-catching matter for that. And I think it's down to your delivery also. If you want to know how to do really good delivery around sensitive topics, model Philip DeFranco. He does a very good job of presenting the facts and the information and then giving you his opinion and stating what his bias is, but why he thinks that, and then inviting you to introduce your thoughts. That is a very good format for establishing trust and credibility. And so if you're going to tackle sensitive topics or things that are political in nature, I think his model, and I think he wants more people to adopt this model, I think it's great because it invites people who might even disagree with you to have an intelligent and respectful conversation. And you'll get more of that than trolls if you use that method. So that's what my advice to you is. Even without watching your channel, that's my advice. And I think that it fits. Any advice for a skateboarding channel? Watch John Hilltube and Sam Sheffer, and also thumbnails, rad thumbnails. That would definitely be my advice for a skateboarding channel. Also, search-friendly how-to tutorials around skateboarding are definitely a good thing to do to get you some search-friendly traffic and to get you some recommendations. Hood59 says YouTube is broke, it's all luck now. I call BS. No, it is not luck. My success in YouTube wasn't predicated on luck. You know why? Everything on YouTube might have been luck up until 2013. YouTube isn't broken, they fixed it. YouTube was broken prior to 2013. They fixed it again in 2015. They fixed it again in 2017. And they're going to keep fixing it so that people can't keep making like spam or crap or viral things that just blow them up that have no relevance or no quality behind them. So no, YouTube isn't broken. It's not luck. It's tactics, it's strategy, and it's understanding your audience and delivering on something that people want. It's like, are there people who quote-unquote got lucky? On some level, sure, but they engineered that luck. In my experience, much like Obi-Wan, there's usually no such thing as luck. So I'm going to take the Obi-Wan defense in this, and I'm going to call crap on, no, it's not luck. You know why I know it's not luck? 1,000 freaking videos. I'm no Liza Koshy. Can't do 100 videos and get 10 million subscribers, but I cranked out 1,000 videos in 4 years, and I want you to take that luck crap and put it in your pocket, as Gary Vee would say, because it was work. It was work when I did that. When John Hill, on his channel, John Hilltube, he like did his thing with skateboarding. That wasn't luck. He daily vlogged and skateboarded around what he loved. When he started YouTube, he was on welfare. When he started YouTube, he was printing hot press t-shirts to make his real money because YouTube wasn't paying enough. And he did that day in and day out for years. And now he's blown up. He's a pro skateboarder. He's got a pair of sneakers with his name on them now. He's crushing it. He's getting so many views. He's like up to almost 500,000 subscribers, and he's killing it. And that wasn't luck. That was hard work. He literally was a starving artist. It wasn't luck. Jared Polin, Frono's Photo, that wasn't luck. He was a photographer. He had real success with that in Philly. He had traveled the world. It wasn't luck that he showed up day in and day out. Him making 2,500 videos, 2,500 videos, twice as many videos as me over the last 7 years. That was not luck. That wasn't luck. Gary Vaynerchuk, Wine Library TV, making the first wine show on YouTube 11 years ago. That wasn't luck. Him spinning off his personal brand and starting an agency off of the success that he got by being on Conan and Ellen for wine and siphoning that into a personal brand, writing the book Crush It, making his second YouTube channel, making his daily vlog, making the Ask Gary Vee show, hiring D-Rock. None of those things was luck. None of those things was luck. Evan Carmichael, that wasn't luck. He's uploading 3 videos a day. It's not luck. Okay? So for all the people saying it's luck, like, screw you. Just saying. So that's real. I'm sorry if people don't like that. That's meaner than Roberto usually is or whatever, but like it's just the truth. It's not luck. Of the handful of people that were quote unquote lucky, I still almost guarantee you that there was some work, there was some prep, there was some engineering behind their luck. And I think that too many of you are looking maybe to get lucky and have overnight success. Not going to happen. New algorithm's going to see to it. That's why I'm actually a fan of the algorithm. Zay going live. Thank you for the tremendous $50 super chat. Wow, I think I've only seen that one other time. That's tremendous. So Zay asks, how can I maintain my audience when transitioning to a new type of content? I've been doing reactions to YouTubers that post the type of content that I want to transition into doing. Has grown 12K and 1 million views in months. Can I maintain this? Balance both. If React videos are getting it for you, then do that, but then make your other videos. But what I would do is I would also challenge my audience to make reaction videos to my video of the thing that I want them to react to. And so then you create a watch loop and a session loop. So I would do that. And then I would also consider doing not diss track videos like Rice Gum because I really don't like them. And I'm just going to say that. And what I would do is, though, I would do YouTube videos that might be some kind of call out to big YouTubers or some kind of response to big YouTubers, and then you end up in recommended for people who are watching them and doing that. So I would make reactions to big YouTubers, and I would make videos about big YouTubers in your situation, and I would make parodies of big YouTubers, and then you're recommended when people search for them, and then also people who watch them, you'll be recommended against those videos, and that is a hack. That is a hack, and that's how Drama Alert and Scarce and a lot of other people like got through the algorithm, so it'll probably work for you. That's my answer. So, thank you for the $50 super chat. Hope that helps. Yep, that's my advice. Yeah, Jillian Felice. Not luck because smaller channels actually have a chance now. Yup, absolutely. I see it happen all the time. I'm seeing small channels grow all the time. What should I use for audio editing? Audacity versus Adobe Audition. Adobe fanboy in the house. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm wearing my Adobe Max hoodie. It's like, yeah, Adobe Audition. But that's what I use for the Create Something Awesome Today podcast, which you guys can find at createsomethingawesometoday.com. And it's also on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. But yeah, I use Adobe Audition for the Create Something Awesome Today podcast. If I had $0, I'd use Audacity in a heartbeat. But our friends over at Anchor, hashtag not sponsored. That sponsored video will be out over the weekend. But Anchor literally is a great app because it's like the Snapchat of audio, but better, believe it or not. Closer to the Instagram then of audio, but better. And you can literally, in 5 minutes, turn the audio from your phone using your earbuds like I do to record something, string it together. People can call in. You can even interview people. And then guess what? You can string it all together, push a button, make it an episode, upload it a podcast, and it'll be distributed like everywhere. And so I would use that because it's free. Or I would use Audacity, and then also if you're doing interviews, you can use Zencaster to help with that, and then you can edit it in Audacity. So those are the tools I would use and for audio editing. But I'm really, when I say that, I'm actually thinking more podcast. Editing in YouTube, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. So I pair Adobe Premiere Pro with Adobe Audition, and that's why I recommend Adobe Audition. And because I pair it with Premiere Pro, and I pair that with After Effects and Photoshop, and that's how I get my stuff done. That's why I'm an Adobe fanboy, is because I liked all the things syncing up together. I like using systems. I'm an Adobe fanboy because I like using systems. I switched over to the Panasonic system because that's what I want to use. I got rid of my Nikon gear so that I could go into a singular camera system for the most part. Now, for full frame for photography, I'm going to go Sony, but Panasonic is my daily shooter stuff for YouTube video and for conferences because of the lack of overheating, the double SD card slots, the flip out screen, the touch, the 4K, and the no recording limit is great when I need to do speaking engagements, or if I want to use this to do live stream video with my Blackmagic design shuttle intensity, or my Elgato game capture, I could do live streaming with my DSLR. So that's why I use systems. I use things like that. I use Adobe. I use systems across the board, and that's what works for me. That's why standalone apps like Audition are good, but I prefer to work in systems because it streamlines the process. And so that's my answer. It's a good question, though. Recruiting Maven, thanks for all you do and for the follow on IG. Oh yeah, it's Instagram for y'all. I watch your videos to help me before launching. Hope to launch soon. Awesome. I'm looking forward to your launch. Keep me posted. For those of you who don't know, I am over on Instagram at Roberto Blake. And here's the thing that I do different in Instagram. Instagram is my public journal. It's literally my diary at this point. I post selfies and inspirational memes and other stuff, and also behind the scenes there. But I'm also in the actual text of those posts talking about my thoughts and feelings and what I'm going through and what my experiences are. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better, Instagram's a really good place to do that. So Instagram.com/Roberto Blake or at Roberto Blake in Instagram. Also, I have something cool that I'm getting ready to start doing with a new show. Start tagging me with your artwork in Instagram, especially if you do graffiti, if you do illustration or sketch, if you do photography, if you do video, or if you do calligraphy or hand lettering. Start hitting me up in Instagram, follow me, and tag me in some of your artwork. I want to see it. I'm hiring for things with that, and I also am planning to feature people in a new series that I'm doing. So hit me up in Instagram, guys. It's actually really important. Ferris Jocelyn, you're on fire tonight. Thanks for all the help. I'm watching your content. You help me so much. Glad you don't sugarcoat things. I can't pull punches. I can't pull punches. I did it in corporate. I ain't doing it now. So yeah. Cinematography database in the house. Just stopping by to say hi. You're killing this. Kajabi community looks awesome. Cheers. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. Awesome Creator Academy. I'm really proud of what we're doing over there with the group mentoring. I love what I'm doing with the design of that. The courses are coming soon. The personal branding course, the YouTube course, the online video creation guide for shooting and editing. All those things will be out, some of them this summer, and then another in the fall, and then one at the end of the year. The mentoring group is going great. We got like 50 members now, so I'm really happy with that. Thanks, Cinematography Database. Love what you're doing too, man. Really appreciate it. The Daily Stack. You've helped me since day one, man. You are giving true value out here. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Kajabi is amazing. If you're doing online courses, like freaking Kajabi is amazing for putting that together, and it's a really good way to make extra money if you're an instructor or a teacher or you want to build a membership platform. It's like the easiest thing in the world to use. Hashtag not sponsored. It's the easiest thing in the world to use. I'm so glad that my friend Amy Schmittauer and my other friend Holly Gillen put me onto it, because it's actually made doing that process easier than I would have ever imagined. So yeah. Brickstar says, you still have to make the content. No luck here. Thank you very much. Yup. It matters. It matters. Laurel not here says, it's not luck because how much hard work goes into creating and maintaining a successful channel. Yup. It absolutely is down to that. So yeah, I mean, luck is a byproduct of a lot of freaking work if you believe in luck. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck, says Obi-Wan Kenobi. So yeah. Can a weight loss channel be successful? There's a growing obesity and diabetes epidemic in the United States of America specifically. I imagine that a weight loss channel could be successful if it's done well. Yeah, I would think so. So, My Life is Phyllis. Yep, a weight loss channel can be successful on YouTube. And Courtsy, I love your rants. Yeah, a lot of people are entertained by my rants, but I'm just keeping it real and everything like that. I don't always love ranting because it strains the voice, learning to take care of that. So, don't always love ranting, but well, it like as someone says, sometimes it escalates quickly. Kajabi versus Teachable. Any thoughts, Roberto? Yeah. So the reason I like Kajabi, by the way, Teachable and Thinkific are amazing and terrific, and I still recommend them. The difference is I like Kajabi because when I start paying for Kajabi, they don't take any of my money. Kajabi doesn't take any of my revenue, so that's why I like Kajabi more. But Thinkific and Teachable take some of your revenue up front unless you pay more, and then they don't. I would rather just pay more to begin with and have nobody take my revenue. So I like that. But both of them are great. Um, no, sorry, all three of them are great. So that's what I like. But yeah. We Play Games Network. Do you have any thoughts on SEO regarding a gaming channel? Any advice? Yeah, it goes beyond SEO, and you have to think related videos, and you have to think bigger picture. And it's not about search anymore. It's not just search. It's overall discovery. It's overall discovery. So I think that that's actually really important to keep in mind. And you have to also do playlist. Two Moms and Twin says you should do a video about Kajabi. I'm working on a project and I went with Rainmaker platform, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on Kajabi. I've heard good things about Rainmaker, but I feel like Kajabi is a little easier for most people and is streamlined. I've heard good things about Rainmaker, but I really like Kajabi, and there's a lot of reasons that I like Kajabi. One, I really like that you can upload video and audio and downloads and zip files and PDFs and all those things. And I like that it's easy to use. It's modular design. It has a lot of great templates. I could still go in and edit the code if I want to. It has built-in email marketing, automation systems, funnels, the landing pages. So if you're doing an online course or selling a digital product or doing a membership group, that's one of the main things I like about Kajabi is its ecosystem is amazing. Then I like how they set up the affiliate deals and the coupons for you to be able to give that to your people to sell your course and make money. I also like the fact that they have an affiliate program on sign up, and on their affiliate program, your people get who sign up with your link get 15% off their Kajabi thing. Um, and also and that's for their whole plan. But you also get 15% commission on whatever business like happens through that thing for them signing up for you. So the more people that sign up for Kajabi under you, you could make more money. So like I like things like that, and I like systems like that. So I will probably do a video about Kajabi in the next couple of weeks, and I think that it could be good. Nolik says, do you recommend joining a network? What are the advantages? Some networks can help you with copyright. Some networks can get you brand deals. Some of them can get you better ad revenue. Most of them can't. If you're going to join a network, it's hard to get into good ones right now. Fullscreen and Studio 71, probably some of the best out there, but there are also some niche networks. I plan to build an MCN network, but not one that everyone can get into. I plan to do it for things, businesses that I want to acquire and channels I want to start as a media company that we will have outright ownership of to begin with. It's a different model. But also getting into Awesomeness TV could be good for you too. So Studio 71, Awesomeness TV, full screen, those are good. So I recommend them. I know people who've worked over there, and so they're good people. Twin FIFA HD says, Roberto, what is the tip that you have to give a channel with 11 months who have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube? Analyze the data on the videos that were the most successful for your channel and make more videos that are related videos to the most successful videos on your channel. Make sure you're doing that like every week, at least one video that's related to your top performing overall videos of all time that would be related to that. Make more playlists. Make playlists on the days you don't upload. Get a distribution strategy. Engage your existing followers and get them to share more of your content, and do that. That's what I would do for a channel like that. That would be my suggestion. That's probably something the majority of you could probably stand to do. So that's my ultimate answer. Tutorials Tutor says how to grow a successful gaming channel. Don't just rely on Let's Plays. If you're going to want to grow a successful gaming channel, here's two things. Go find an old copy of Nintendo Power Magazine and adopt tactics from that. Go find on Netflix, watch the old Super Mario Brothers Super Show, make a YouTube show, and make it cool and funny and around gaming and gaming culture. Go make the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That is literally my advice to a gaming channel today, because some of the most successful gaming channels, they don't play Let's Play videos and gameplays. Look at JonTron, minus all of his controversies. Look at JonTron. Like, you know, look at Gamer Grumps. Look at Gaijin Goomba. Look at Matt Pat the Game Theorist. Like, these are channels that aren't focusing on Let's Play content, and they are some of the biggest gaming channels. PewDiePie doesn't even play games half the time anymore. Like, really take a look at gaming beyond gaming and look at the cultural aspect of gaming. Luxury Cardstone says, is manufactured drama effective? Not talking about clickbait. Look at Jesse from McJuggernuggets. A serialized scripted series that's a dramatization is actually really good, and people like that. Look at web series. Look at the Lizzie Bennett Diaries. Look at the New Adventures of Peter and Wendy. And again, look at the Psycho series from McJuggernuggets. These are great examples of serialized, scripted, manufactured dramas that do very well, because it's the soap opera series of YouTube, and I like watching those things. I enjoy that. I still binge watch the Lizzie Bennett Diaries, Yulin Kwang took a series that she started as a pilot on YouTube, I Ship It, and it got picked up by the CW Seed and has been renewed for a second season, which is amazing. So I would look at that, and the thing is, you never know what could happen with that. It's a bigger project that could get picked up by film or television. So I think that, you know, scripted dramas could be, you know, would be a really good idea, to be honest. I think that YouTube has more reach and distribution than television. I think you could do better on lower budget. And so I think making an actual dramatic, like I would love for someone literally as a production company to start cranking out soap operas on YouTube, direct to demand on you. Like, who wants that? Because I would, like, that's interesting to me. And I would want to get some kind of equity in there. I would want to consult them, or I'd want to manage that. But who would be interested? Like, if someone was doing scripted serial dramas, like that, like 12 and 20 episode things, or a continuous daily soap opera on YouTube that was a scripted drama, like, would you watch that? I really am curious, especially if you're watching the replay. I want to know in the comments. Like, that's real to me. Like, because I think there's so much opportunity and money and breakout awareness in that, and ways to like, oh my God. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to put this in notes for later. That's gonna be a thing. Because I have to get involved now with a production company. I have to make some calls because I think I just did something. So yeah. That's what I think. So yeah, if you're a gaming channel, by the way, Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That's your answer. Like, reverse engineer the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That's how you build a successful YouTube gaming channel. If I could build a successful YouTube gaming channel tomorrow and never play a video game on the channel, I'm not even kidding. But I would. But I would do it differently. So, yeah, that's my answer. Playlist. The hack for playlist is how it affects related videos. That's what would work. Let's see. We got a few more questions here. You mean a non-short form web series? Wilmar asks. Yes, a non-short form web series. Although short form web series do perform well, and those can be good too. Daniel Heed says, "Hey Roberto, as a guy who is beginning to pump out acoustic guitar covers, can't read right now. How do you recommend I differentiate my content to make it stand out?" if you're going to do acoustic guitar covers, do acoustic guitar covers of shows that have mainstream awareness right now. You're going to do acoustic guitar covers? Cool. Do acoustic guitar covers of songs from Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones Season 7 is about to come, and so that's real. Do it of Star Wars, because then, boom, you're getting that and everything like that. So do it of mainstream awareness things, and then do other things. And that's my answer. Um, yep. Senator of Truth asks, are there any books that you can get to grow your YouTube channel? Well, I'm glad you asked. For one thing, you can go in Amazon, you can find that, but you can also check out Tube Ritual by Brian G. Johnson, Tube Ritual Volume 1 by Brian G. Johnson. A lot of you guys know who he is, so that will help you grow your YouTube channel. I lent out my copy of Vlog Like a Boss by my friend Amy Schmittauer. You can get that, and that will help grow your YouTube channel. Also, you can get, I think Daryl Eves has a book out as well. Tim Schmoyer has a book out as well. I have a book coming out, but it's not YouTube specific. It's a motivational primer on building your personal brand, and it's tactical. It will be the definitive guide for how to build a personal brand. That book will come out at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So that's a thing. And then, but in between that, I might do a tactical ebook and sell that on some things about YouTube that are very specific, maybe even to the business side of YouTube. So I might produce a tactical ebook around the business side of YouTube and monetization, probably as a help to a lot of people, especially after the adpocalypse. So yeah, those are the books I'd recommend around YouTube. Ayala Art Mixed Media. Look at Draw with Jazza at the most popular art channel, and we've talked before, but yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes down for our art channel to good thumbnails, good tagging, and also doing subject matter that is interesting to people that might bring a mainstream audience. If I had an art channel right now, I would be doing digital art or traditional speed art paintings and time lapses of Game of Thrones characters, Star Wars characters, and those things to get attention, and then after I have an audience, I could do whatever I want. But the main thing is, if your answer is that you're not satisfied with the audience or the growth you have in YouTube, then you have to tap into centers of attention. You can't expect that everyone likes what you like. I just do what I like, and it just happens that other people are interested in it. But I have the stomach for that. Not everyone does. Some of you really, really want to grow an audience from nothing, or you want acknowledgement, or you want attention. That's fine. But what you're not going to be able to do is all of a sudden magically get people to be interested in what you're interested in. So if you know that there are things in pop culture or mainstream culture that have a lot of attention right now, use those things to pull in an audience, and then once people get used to you, do what you want and they'll accept it. Maybe, or maybe you'll be doomed to like be beholden to the trends of pop culture forever. And so you made your bed, and so that's my answer. Hope that helps. um Cleo Creative says, I don't have a YouTube channel currently. I'm a designer and I love design and entrepreneurship. Would you suggest doing a YouTube channel in that niche or a more profitable one? I did a channel in those niches and I'm profitable. I'm doing just fine. I don't know. It just depends. Do you have the chops and do you love it enough, and will it not get boring for you? Can you maintain your energy and excitement around it? I don't know. You tell me. If you think there's something more profitable and if profit's your goal, then go after that. I think that the goal for me is do what I like, figure out how to make as much money as possible doing that, be satisfied with it, and live with that. That's me. That's my philosophy on it, and I hope that's what you came here for. So that's, yep. Deke says, I went and watched your analytics video and thought it was amazing. I'm going to have to start taking my channel seriously. Thanks, Deeks. Yeah, the analytics video, if you guys haven't watched it, you really should. I went a deep dive into my actual YouTube analytics, pulled it up on the screen, and that's what it was. Top list. Is there anything you can do to grow your YouTube channel when you don't get a lot of views? Get more views. Get more views. I did a video on this, on how to get more views. Get more views. Better thumbnails definitely help. Using every feature in the YouTube dashboard. You're not getting views? Did you make a YouTube channel trailer? You're not getting views? Have you optimized your titles, descriptions, and tags? Did you do keyword research? Did you build a distribution channel outside of YouTube leveraging other social media? Did you do every single thing possible except whine about, I make good content, why am I not getting views? Because, like, I guarantee you, the majority of you have not. Look, I'll pull up the dashboard again. Let's go here. Let's go into, I guarantee 99.9% of you have not gone through this YouTube dashboard and have not sat here and clicked around and attempted to understand what each and every one of these things, especially in analytics, what they do. I guarantee you that most of you have not gone and went through these and then did a Google search or done the YouTube help thing and tried to understand what every single one of these pieces of data is trying to tell you. I am positive that that's true. And then, for most of you, I doubt most of you clicked here under channel, and I doubt most of you went to advanced and then went and did channel keywords the right way. I doubt that. And then I doubt that in branding, I doubt most of you went and created a watermark. And then in featured content, I doubt most of you set your latest video to be the thing that is promoted across all your videos to help increase view and watch time velocity. I doubt any of you did a YouTube channel ad. And so I think that if you're not doing those things, and if you're not looking at, well, what are my upload defaults and doing that, I think if you guys are not going into your video manager and then going into, where are we going? Come on. This thing's slow. Come on. Like, I doubt that a lot of you are doing that. I doubt that a lot of you are going into TubeBuddy and then tagging your titles, descriptions, and tags appropriately. I doubt a lot of you are running analytics on your videos and then seeing how they performed and why, and what ranked. I doubt, like, a lot of you are writing long form descriptions for your content. I doubt a lot of you are closed captioning your content. So if you are wondering, why are your videos not getting views? Are you literally doing every single thing you can? Waiting for this to load with my tags because it's going to come up. I challenge you to really ask yourself, are you doing every single thing that you can to ensure that your videos are going to get attention and views from an audience that would actually care about them? Are you doing the research to try to rank at least some of your keywords for number 1 or number 4 or tag related things that could possibly trigger views? Are you researching the data on how they perform? Are you doing all those things under the hood? Are you making playlists? Are you constantly making playlists and then updating their descriptions and doing different things? Because those things all add up. They all add up. So if you're saying, oh, why are my videos not getting views? You're making videos and you're leaving them on the side of the road to die. That's why your videos aren't getting views. It's not an accident that videos get views. It's researching the data. It's understanding, like, I go in and I look at the analytics of my best performing video of, like, all time, which for the last 30 days has gotten like 60,000 views, but all time it's gotten like 800,000. And I study this video all the time and see where's the traffic coming from, where, and most of it now is suggested videos. What type of videos are those suggested videos on this one video? What's suggesting and triggering for this specific video? What's the data show? Oh, these are other channels. These are channels I should make and curate a playlist around and then put my video in the top of that playlist. That's a playlist I should share. Oh, these are topics I should cover on my channel. These are ways, oh, someone did a 12 side hustles. Maybe I should do a 15 or 20 side hustles. Maybe I should do a 9 side hustles video. Like, because that's getting traffic and views and that's doing really well. I can be recommended for that. Like, studying the landscape, studying what the demand is, looking at these graphs, understanding it, breaking it down. If you're not doing that and then you complain, it's really down to not putting in the appropriate amount of work. No matter how hard you work, no matter how hard I work, I always look at and give myself crap about how much harder I could work if what I want is not what I have. So I would advise you that if you are concerned about the fact that your thing isn't getting any views, did you really do everything you possibly could? Did you do everything that you possibly could? Did you build an audience in Twitter by having one-on-one conversations with people, and did you tweet out your stuff? Did you use hashtags? Did you try curating a playlist? Did you try building a following in Instagram and then siphoning that to YouTube? Have you tried live streaming? Have you tried Periscope? Have you tried other things? Have you built a Facebook community and then promoted your videos in there? Like, have you done everything? Did you build a website and then put it in your blog and try to get people from that? Did you do everything you possibly could to grow this channel? Did you do everything you possibly could to get on the radar of people who would care about your content? Because I guarantee you that the far majority of people, myself included, have not exhausted every single possibility on the table. And so therein lies the answer. You have not exhausted every single possibility on the table. So that's what I would say about it. Oh, wow. I mean, even I could do better sometimes. I think I could do better thumbnails. I think it'd make a huge difference if I did better thumbnails. I think that there are more popular topics I could cover, which sometimes I don't want to do and I don't like them and everything, but I know it would make my videos perform better. So if I started whining about my views, I would like, well, Roberto, you know for a fact, like, Roberto, if you make a video tomorrow, Roberto, that says, what's an idea? What's a good idea for a video? But why you're not getting YouTube subscribers, 10 tips for small YouTubers. I know for a fact that if I did that video tomorrow, it would get a ton of views. I know that. Let's see. A video I know I'm going to do, 5 tricks for faster video editing. That video I know will do well, but that one I'm excited to do because I like video editing stuff. So I know what I need to do. Sometimes I'm not interested and I'm bored with that. Sometimes I don't want to make those videos. Sometimes it's just not exciting or interesting enough for me. It doesn't tickle the right part of my brain, and I get bored. I'm easily bored. I'm easily distracted, and if something doesn't get me excited, I don't really want to do it. So, but I know that there are things that, oh, it would get me what I want, but can't do it. So it's really good that I figured out how to work with my personality and just live with the disappointment of not getting those things sometimes. So, I mean, that's my answer to that. Like, Jimmy Changa says, tips on how I can do content for my anime channel without using copyright material. Is making top 10 videos and reviews using still images and anime PNGs safe, or will those still be demonetized? It's a hard and rough line, and the answer is I don't have a good answer to that question. But what I would look at is if you reach out to Geekdom 101, he might be able to tell you how he got around that, because that one scares me. I don't want to give you bad advice on that. I really don't know how you get around making anime content and getting around fair use and copyright. You'd have to ask somebody from like the Dragon Ball community or something like that how to do it, because I really don't know. Copyright is hard to get around, man. And even when you have the approval of people, like the relationship that Team 4-Star has with Funimation, who has the US licensing rights, they have a good standing relationship and agreement with them and with Toei, and they've been hit with copyright before too. When there was that big copyright and where's the fair use issue, it was a real problem, and there have been other anime channels that have been hit with that. It's calmed down, but it could come back, and it happens. Copyright is still one of the disproportionately biggest problems in YouTube that we face as a community. Is how do we deal with it? And sometimes it's not even a matter of the images. A lot of time it's the audio. Like, copyright's hard, man. So I don't necessarily have an answer for that. Yes, this Q&A will be live on the channel when YouTube's done processing it. Side Rick Ray, advice for a cover channel: make covers around television shows that are popular in pop culture and new movies that are popular in pop culture. Make it around that because it has attention and has search attached to it. So I would do that. Do it around things that are very popular, and then that's what I would do. how to keep motivation. Set reasonable, achievable goals and do actual things and chart your progress daily. Also, buy motivational t-shirts. Like the Create Awesome t-shirt reminding you to create awesome things and share them with the world. Available now at robertoblake.com/shirts. Yeah, buy motivational t-shirts, read motivational books, and actually do things that motivate you and that move the needle forward. And again, buy my merch, robertoblake.com/shirts. Yeah. Advice for reaction channels. React to big YouTubers. 3 ways to promote your videos. Social media. Social media. All the platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Or watch my video on 10 ways to promote your YouTube channel without being spammy. It's a good video. Let's see. Any advice for better commentary? Commentary is general. If you're not getting specific on what you're commentating on, there's no way to give you practical advice for something so generalized. So it's a matter of practicality there. Kim here. Any advice for growing a quirky lifestyle channel? Very attractive thumbnails will definitely do it for a lifestyle channel, but also you have to find some way to call attention or ride a topic that has attention. So that's what I would definitely say about that is, I mean, I know that sounds general, but it's the reality. The reality is that if you have a lifestyle channel, unless it's a niche that is, popular or has its own splinter of a community, what you have to do is then you have to have something that is enticing in terms of the title and the thumbnail, and that's what's going to do it. And then you have to really have an engaged community, and you need to do that by opening up some kind of conversation or dialogue. And so that's where the issue is. Can you give advice on speed art channels? Tubitus. For speed art channels, the reality is it goes back to what I said about riding the coattails of pop culture and or controversy. So if right now, if I was going to do an speed art channel, literally for the next 12 weeks, I would be doing Game of Thrones speed art, because Game of Thrones season 7 is coming up, and I know people will pay attention to it, and I know it will get shared in communities and Facebook and Twitter and things, and articles might get written about it. So that, if you're doing, if you're doing, if you're all right, so if you're doing, if you're gonna do a TV show channel, guess what? Right now, Game of Thrones. You're going to do an art channel. Guess what? Right now, Game of Thrones. If you're going to do music covers right now, Game of Thrones. Whatever is big in pop culture when a new series or a new season or a new movie is coming out, do that. This is my advice if you're doing art or music or reviews or reactions. Pop culture things that have big fan-based audiences. That is my generic answer across the board for all of the people doing art and music and television reviews and pop culture and media related or want to do anything in trending right now for the next couple of weeks. Game of Thrones is the answer. Star Wars up until December and probably for the first 3 months after that. That is the answer. And then whatever new HBO show comes out, whatever is going to be new on Fox, whatever is going to be new on the CW, that is literally the blanket answer. And it's for a reason. It's that they have search, attention, and an audience around them that you can siphon from. And failing that, as much as I don't like it, you could just make content about big YouTubers and you'll get an audience. And I'm not kidding, and I don't mean to be snarky to that degree, but it's the reality. And it's like, if your answer is that you don't, because I feel that the people asking this, and here's my reasoning, and here's my theory. The theory is that the people asking this don't have something that they are themselves ridiculously, overwhelmingly passionate about, that they will do no matter what, no matter who watches it, and 0 people could watch it, and they don't care because they did a thing. If that's not who you are, those answers I just gave very dispassionately are for you. If you absolutely love something, do that and then tactically hack away at it until something clicks because it's what you love and you can't imagine doing anything else. And don't care about how many people watch it or subscribe. That is the answer if something matters to you. If something matters to you, then the YouTube numbers become irrelevant because you're doing what you like, which is how most people became successful on YouTube. But if that isn't your taste or you don't have the patience for that, then make videos about big YouTubers, make videos about current movies or television shows, or make videos around things that already have a fan base or a niche or a community or a part of pop culture or a part of news and current events and politics or around controversy, and you will get an audience. If it matters that much to you to have an audience, that is literally the blanket answer, and it will work, and it has been proven time and time again to be true. That is a tactic that you can use. But if you care about something specifically and you don't care how many people view or watch it, then what you do is you make the thing that you love, you make the thing that you're excited about, you optimize the hell out of it, you make the best thumbnail you possibly can, and you work your butt off to distribute it in social media where you can, and that is your actual answer. So if you care about something, you work 10 times as hard, 20 times as hard to get a tenth of what other people get. And if all you want is views and an audience and attention, then make videos about big YouTubers, make videos about the latest movie or television show thing, make videos related to that, make videos to a trending or popular thing, make videos about something controversial, make videos about fidget spinners, and that will get you some attention. And then it's up to you whether you keep doing things for attention or whether you pivot to finding your voice or finding the thing that you care about. And that's on you, and I'm not going to judge it. I just don't love that, but it's to each their own. And I'm going to give you the real answer. It will work for the far majority of people if they do it well and if they have talent. And that is just real. That's just real. You know? Is it possible to make money off NBA mixes where I use NBA copyright clips? Probably not. Again, copyright still is the biggest problem in YouTube, so I don't think you can monetize that. So I think that's a problem. Advice for health and self-improvement channels. Very heavy on search-friendly evergreen content. Will get minimal views at first, slow growing, but enough of it continuously and back-to-back optimized well and staying focused on your topics. You'll get a community that's built around that. Look at channels like Charisma on Command. Look at Alpha AF. Look at Lewis Howes even. Like, look at things like that. Look at Dr. Eric Thomas. Look at Evan Carmichael, Modeling the Masters. Look at those channels if that's the kind of thing that you're going in. Look at Brett Larkin Yoga. So that's the kind of thing that I would look at in terms of health and those kind of channels. That's actually what I would say about that. That's actually a really good question. After you get 10K views, can you delete the videos with the views and keep the monetization? Probably not. They vet you and they can disapprove you at any time, so probably not. So, yep. How many videos to upload in a week? 3 to 5 videos a week. 3 to 5 videos a week. My life is Phyllis. I said it before. Yes, a weight loss channel can be successful. Yes, a weight loss channel can be successful. The United States has an obesity and a diabetes problem. So yes, a weight loss channel can be successful if you do it well. Advice for gaming channels. Watch the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Make the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Trey Macvell. I got a unique idea for a movie reviewing show. Any advice on what you would do? Yeah, make it a show, brand it as a show, have segments. I love the Nostalgia Critic. The Nostalgia Critic is a great example of someone who took movie reviewing to a whole nother level. Don't copy him, but understand that if you're going to do something like movie reviews, you got to bring something unique and some flavor, some flair to it. And I like the idea if you make it a show. How to grow a YouTube gaming channel? Make the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I'm not answering that question again. So yeah. What do you consider successful on YouTube? What I consider successful on YouTube is irrelevant. What you consider successful on YouTube dictates your journey, your actions. I can't decide that for you. What I think is successful is completely irrelevant. Advice for food review channels. Oh, I love this one. The food channels, obviously thumbnails are really important, but really good enticing titles, and then shooting the food at an interesting angle with good colors and with a macro lens. Don't use a regular zoom lens. Get a macro lens. Get like a 60 millimeter macro lens and shoot the thumbnails of the food with that. I think that that's definitely a big deal. And I think also kind of opening a food channel like music. Think about ambiance. Think about think about all these different things when you do a food channel, but also I would think of my food channel from a playlist standpoint and reverse engineer a menu from like a restaurant or a menu for a complete meal or dinner. Like that is really interesting to me, and I think coming up with some kind of theme and stylizing your food channel and making a show or making multiple shows, I think that that's how you do a food channel very well. But also take inspiration for people who just do out of the box things. Damn Drops is a really good example. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. Let's see. Kaijo Kojo says, I have an animation channel that does daily videos about national holidays. How would you go about promoting it besides Instagram and Facebook? Also Twitter, but also I wouldn't just promote the YouTube channel in Instagram and Facebook. I would directly natively upload those animations to Instagram and Facebook, and I would build a website, and I would focus on the brand. I would focus on the brand more than I would the YouTube channel and on being known as an animator and everything like that. I would build a brand, and I would go the merchandise play, and I would try to make more money there than YouTube ad revenue, but I would use Facebook and Instagram directly and not try to use them just to siphon attention for YouTube. I would just try to be big there. I would try to get 100,000 followers in Instagram. I would try to get 100,000 people on my Facebook fan page. I would monetize that by then getting them over to my merchandising store. I wouldn't be linking out to my YouTube channel. I'd be selling t-shirts. So if I had an animation channel that was doing daily animation, I would be playing that game. I'd be playing that game. I'd be linking to affiliate marketing on Amazon for the tools that I use to make the animation. I do some behind the scenes stuff on my YouTube channel. I would do that. I'd use that to make money, and I would sell bloody merchandise. I would not be trying to make money as an animator on YouTube ad revenue. I would be going directly natively in Instagram and Facebook, and I would be selling merchandise. I would be selling so much merchandise. I would make fidget spinners with my character's face on them, and I would be selling those things hand over fist, getting fantastic margins, and that would be my answer. So that's what I would do. I'd make so much money doing that. Like, ridiculous amount of money. So, yes. Yes, 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 yes. What are the advantages of uploading twice a day versus once a day? Algorithm. More inventory. It's retail. It's more inventory. It's more distribution. It's more recommended and related views. It's more shots. It's more monetizable views. Need I go on? More is more. More is more. Stack it. So 2 a day versus 1 a day. Yeah, it's more opportunity, and it does help in the algorithm. It's more uploads. It's math. When's the next Create Something Awesome Today podcast? Trying to get it out tonight, but probably going to be tomorrow. What is a way to get money for cameras? I wish they were free. If wishes were fishes, poor men wouldn't starve. You want to get money for cameras? When I was a kid, I got my money mowing lawns. When I learned computer skills, I made my money making websites and logos and things of that nature. So, work? Um, Anime Climber, how do you feel about quantity versus quality? Quality versus quantity. Quality versus quantity is a very naive and narrow truism that has no basis in platforms predicated by an algorithm and empirical engineering math and data based on the need to get more distribution for ad revenue and overall watch time and views or engagement. So my engineering nerd answer to that is it's a really silly question in an era of automation and artificial intelligence because robots don't know what quality looks like. And quality is subjective with human beings. Quality to me isn't quality to you. So quality versus quantity is the stupidest truism that is irrelevant today, in my opinion, because we live in a world of artificial intelligence, of ad revenue, of distribution, of attention. What do you think? And again, that wasn't an answer that was meant to put you down. That was a I hate the question. Next podcast is today or tomorrow. Next podcast is today or tomorrow. I owe you guys 2 this week, so 2 podcast episodes dropping this week. Boom. So, yep. I know you guys are doing what I asked, beating me up when I don't release a podcast episode. Do you think reaction channels are dead? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Maybe. I'd ask the Fine brothers. When do you think the right time to upgrade to a DSLR? As soon as your artistic vision for the channel reaches a point to where you want the benefits of a DSLR, or you feel that from an editing standpoint it would improve everything quality-wise, then I would do it. If you have the funds and the means, that's how I would approach it. What is the best mic for audio recording into a laptop? Probably the Blue Yeti Pro at this point. I use an Audio-Technica ATR 2100, but I have to use a mixer with that. I would maybe recommend the Blue Yeti Pro for that. Should I spend all my money on YouTube equipment and I work 3 days a week on summer break? I want to buy a PC camera and prop, says on Thox. I can't tell you how to spend your money. You got to make that decision on your own. If you're committed to this, then you could go all in. If you want to be more fiscally responsible, I'm not going to complain. So you got to make those kind of decisions. Kaijo Kojo, where do I sign up for a consultation? Hit me up DMs in Twitter or go to my website, robertoblake.com. Barbara, we need podcast. I know. What is my podcast name? My podcast name is the Create Something Awesome Today podcast. You can find it in iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, or at createsomethingawesometoday.com. Roberto, how would someone go about doing a Super Mario Brothers Super Show? Watch the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I'm sure you can figure it out. Eat, Sleep, Beauty. How do you get more people to hear about your YouTube community? Go directly to them and who the... Alright, wow, I'm gonna have to resort to actually, if I can find my phone. Ah, here it is. This is how you do it. You open up Twitter. I need to replace this. The dog knocked out my iPhone and so it cracked my screen, so that's fun. But you go to Twitter, you go to your camera app, go here, flip the camera. Hey everybody, this is Roberto. So I wanted to show people literally how easy it is to be able to tap into an audience in Twitter or any other social media platform and ask them to do something interesting, like check out your YouTube videos. So if you're a small YouTuber or someone else in social media and you want to get attention for whatever you're doing, Twitter is a great place to do that. By tapping into hashtags and by doing Twitter videos, something nobody does, whether it's with your phone or you want to edit it or whatever, use apps, what have you, you can go ahead and do this, and then you can ask an audience to say, hey, I've got some interesting videos on helping you grow a YouTube channel, or I have videos where I talk about my favorite camera gear and I do reviews, or I do software tutorials. If you enjoy that kind of thing and you would benefit from it, then feel free to check me out at youtube.com/RobertoBlake2, and if you like everything that you're seeing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. See, that's literally an example of how someone can use Twitter video, which nobody does, and either can directly reach out by tagging people that they've connected with, had a conversation with, or using hashtags and inviting strangers to actually do it. This is how you get an audience when you don't have one. And it literally is as straightforward as doing this, and even reaching out to people directly, one by one, taking 1 or 2 minutes out of your day, and you can start to build an audience. You did this, you could do this 10, 20 times a day, get 5 or 10 new people at a time, and guess what? In 30 days, you got your first 100 subscribers. So, if you want to learn how to grow an audience in YouTube, I have a YouTube channel that helps with that. I also cover creative entrepreneurship. I cover a ton of things, which is why my view to subscriber ratio sucks, because I do variety. But if you want to just churn out the same thing over and over and over again because you love it, like maybe it's Star Wars, maybe it's Game of Thrones, then this strategy will also work for that. You don't have to be a variety channel. Anyway, that's it, you guys. Little 2-minute Twitter video. Maybe I get some more subs out of it. Maybe I get some more views. But mostly, I hope you learned how to create something awesome today. Take care. Follow me on YouTube. Links in my bio. All right, so I hit done. Simple answer on how to grow a hashtag YouTube channel when nobody knows or cares who you are. Hashtag YouTuber problems. Tweet. Done. So literally, that is the answer. That's the answer. So, yeah. And now I can't remember what the question was. But regardless of the question, that right there, probably the answer. Random question. Are these wood beads the bracelet on my wrist? I'm pretty sure these are wood beads. I got them from a monk. So I'm pretty sure they're wood beads, and as best as I can tell, yeah, that's what they are. So, yeah, I know that's a random question, but thank you for that. That's interesting. Good eye. Good attention to detail, Justin Bennett. So let's see. Let's see. I want to make videos, but Brody Carroll says, I want to make videos, but I'm scared and don't know how to edit or what to talk about. Talk about something you're passionate about and that you care about and that matters to you. Don't worry about editing it first. Just let it run. And, that's your answer. Is 50-minute better video or 20-minute better video? Hassan View says, whatever works for your audience. Use data to determine that. So, that's it. Subversive Asset says, I don't find hashtags have a lot of battle on Twitter versus Instagram. Your experience may vary. Worked out really well for me. Danish Frank says, praise Roberto, keeping up the snark factor. Really funny and insightful. Glad you're staying on your live stream. Yeah, no, thanks for staying around, buddy. I can't help the snark. I'm a sarcastic person. I have a dark sense of humor, and I don't pull punches, and, I'm live. What's the point? I don't have scripts. I don't fake things, so that's my answer. Papa Fun Australia has an interesting question. Talking about demographics, what is the generation that are watching more videos on YouTube? It must be millennial. I think you're saying millennials, centennials. So what to be a successful video, create something that is to this target? No, you just it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Of the people who are Generation X, 90% of Generation X that is on the internet watches YouTube. 80% of baby boomers that are on the internet watch YouTube. Whatever your audience that you make content for that you care about is. Stop trying to game the system. Can we stop trying to game the system? Can we go back to the old days of YouTube and just make crap that we like and then only worry about the people who are crazy, stupid, excited about the same stuff as us watching? Can we all just stop worrying about being popular and just make stuff for the people who are like us? Can we go back to doing that? Like, this is what's interesting but somewhat frustrating about doing this type of live stream and getting these kind of questions. And it's no offense to anybody, and I know it's all well-intentioned answered, but that is purely and honestly was the most frustrating thing to me, is everyone chasing popularity and fame. I made videos for people like me. When Chibi Reviews was doing YouTube, hardcore, he was making video for the anime fans like him. Charlie from Emergency Awesome makes stuff for the people like him. Prince from Urban Acolytes makes Star Wars videos for the people like him. Dash Star Wars makes stuff for the people like him. All these people, Philip DeFranco made news videos and like made funny videos. Like, he made stuff that he cared about. He wanted to have a conversation about it, and now he cares about the lack of intelligent discourse in our politics, so he did that. Casey Neistat wanted to challenge himself to make a film every day because he was bored and he was starting a new company. He wanted to do something exciting. I mean, like, people did these things because they enjoyed them and because they were fun and because they thought people like them would be into it. Okay? I know we have a new generation of new YouTubers, Gen 4, that specifically have set out since the 5th grade to want to be YouTube famous, but that's not the majority of the platform. At least that's not what I understand the majority of the platform to be. And so that's just kind of like disappointing sometimes, that all the questions revolve around that instead of how do I take something I like and enjoy. Because when people are asking what to make, they're asking what to make because they're asking what to do to be popular or to fit in on YouTube, instead of doing what they actually like and what they're actually good at, and then just taking the wins and losses that come with that. And that the fact that people don't accept who they are enough to make content on who they actually are and what they actually like, that's disappointing to me, because that like is like, wow, do you not care enough about your thing, or do you not like yourself or what you're into enough to just rep and own that you want to go and create a persona, or that you want to do something to get an in crowd or to play to a demographic? Are you really just not into anything or passionate about enough anything, or do you really just not accept what you like and what you don't like enough to stand by it? Is that what we're saying here? Because that's what I think sometimes when I see questions like that. That's why I get frustrated. That's where the snark comes from. That's where the sarcasm comes from, because I just think that the you in YouTube is about you doing what you actually like. That's the content that I like watching. That's the content I like watching. I don't. That's why I didn't know who big YouTubers were a lot of the time, because I wasn't watching that stuff because I wasn't their demographic, and I didn't relate to them. I didn't. I wasn't into the things that they were into. I like stories, and I like people overcoming adversity, and I like motivation, and I like business people, and I like artists, and I like tech stuff and everything like that. And I found people that like the same things as me. I found people that are into the same goofy, silly stuff that I'm into, or the same artsy stuff that I'm into, and that was it. And the technical stuff, and I like artificial intelligence, and I like coding, and I like, so, I mean, can we just do you? Can we just like do the thing that we like? And if people like it and people are like us, that's cool. Like, is that, can we do that? That's what that's my feeling. That's my thought. That's where I'm at. I mean, I know that's not what a lot of people wanted to hear, but that's just where I'm at. Mr. Dutch Chak says, "How can I turn my podcast into a YouTube channel without it being a video? In the video myself, like still pics or text on screen, or yeah, that could be successful. People do that. Um, what what's really smart? Here's a smart business tactic that I would challenge someone to do. Is to, it takes a little bit more work, but you could use like spark.adobe.com, and you could like make a video frame kind of thing and make a loop, and you could make a loop. And what I would do is I would have the podcast running, I would have your branding running, and then the center of the video, I would use like affiliate marketing, like by calling out whatever your links are visually in there and sending people to that, or sending traffic to your website. And then I would start selling spots of for sponsors as far as that video there, like just like their name being there or something like that. And I would like that's a really good way you could make money. That's a really good tactic. I would try doing that. And I think that could be successful because people are just going to listen to the podcast. They're not going to look at the video at that point. They're just going to minimize the thing or tab over. But the ones who don't might buy from the brand, and the brand will pay you money. Like, so that's a tactic for doing a podcast, and that's how I would go. Andrew Kiss, YouTube AdSense isn't dead. I'm doing okay. A lot of other people are doing okay, but it depends on your genre. It depends on the content that you're doing. The adpocalypse is real and it's not going away. Um, so yes. Journeys Away says, "Hey Roberto, I'm trying to start a travel channel. I'm trying to continuously travel. How do I get more views than others and get sponsored?" Um, have a strategic plan for the companies that you want sponsorship for. You say you want to get sponsored by what companies? Do you have a list of 100 companies that could sponsor you? Have you asked them what they look for in an influencer relationship? If you're not doing that, then you're not doing most of the work required to really build a relationship with a brand. You're just hoping at that point. As for getting more views, look at what travel channels are doing in your niche that get views, and then find your own interesting take on that and learn the YouTube algorithm. I've done so many videos about YouTube search and optimization, do fantastic thumbnails, but also do videos on travel gear because those things get searched. Put together travel kit videos, those things would get searched. What's in my backpack videos, what's in my camping bag video, like those will get searched. Do a time-lapse video on assembling a tent. Those things would get, I'd watch that. I used to be a Boy Scout. So that's my advice. That's what I would do. Ba, 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 ba. So yeah. How Nolex asks, how do you get sponsorship in the first place? Watch the videos I've done covering YouTube sponsorship. You have to have a big enough audience, at least 10,000, 5,000 at least, to start to get stuff from them. Maybe with a little less, you can get free products if they're under $100. You do that. You show proof that you can deliver on that. But before you even ask for products to review products you already own. They're in the same niche, and that will work. Dom's Production. Hey Roberto, who made the avatar for you? Joshua Pomeroy of Pomeroy Creative. Advice: how do I grow an How do I grow an entertainment channel? I do comedy skits and vlogs and challenges. I started a YouTube channel to get noticed as an actor. Great question. Consider doing monologues from popular things. Consider doing monologues from things like Game of Thrones, Scandal, 13 Reasons Why, Dexter. Do like interesting things and then have interesting thumbnails. Do that. Then do some comedy stuff. Reverse engineer and study channels like Lily Singh, Liza Koshy. Um, you know, that would probably help. And like that would probably be a good place to start as a study and a reference point. Are hair and beauty channels oversaturated? How can one stand out by having a beauty channel? Find a unique way to play it and make a show. There are a lot of beauty channels who has a serialized weekly show with a format. Kimberly Cullen says, if you're unsure of what kind of videos to make or should you refrain from making videos? Talk about things that you like and that you care about. Start there. Get comfortable on camera. The Anime Time Chamber says, how do you find low competition, high volume keywords? TubeBuddy. Grab it from tubebuddy.com/awesome. Links are in the description below. Use code Roberto's Buddy to get 20% off. Roberto's Buddy. 20% off. Boom. So there you go. Yep. TubeBuddy.com/awesome. 20% off. Code is Roberto's Buddy. That's how you find low competition, high search volume keywords. Research, research, research. Research! Is affiliate marketing legal, sir? In the United States of America, Canada, and the UK, yeah, sure. There's not a legal problem. Is it allowed on the platform? Yes, if you do the proper things. I'm not sure why that's a question. So yeah, are you in a country where it's not legal? Because if you are, then okay, that's weird. But all right. Any advice on tech channel? I'm running out of things to review and ideas. How could you possibly run out of things to review and ideas for a tech channel? Make a top 5 or a top 10 list. Papa Fun Australia. I don't remember the question. Let me see if there's any way to scroll back up and find it real quick, but I don't remember the question, and I know my answer was probably long. Oh, like, okay, so demographics on YouTube. No, you don't worry about demographics on YouTube. Of the adults on the internet that are baby boomers, 80% of them are on YouTube. Of the Generation X people that are on the internet, 90% of them are on YouTube. Millennials, almost all of them are on YouTube. So it's not a matter of catering to that audience. There are enough adults that watch YouTube if you want to make content for them. Don't worry about it. Stop trying to pander. Everyone stop trying to pander to what you think is a large demographic, because I'll tell you the real answer. The real answer is that niche micro communities of 10 to 20,000 disproportionately are probably, in the long run, if you apply the right business tactic to it, are going to make you exponentially more money than half of the people that are getting 1 million subscribers. There are people with 1 million subscribers that are going to still be worried about how to pay their rent, especially after the adpocalypse, because of what it takes to be popular. Most of the content that it takes to be popular on YouTube today, demonetized. It's done. No money. That's the truth now. So, niche micro content that is advertiser friendly and has an audience that is actually a buying audience that will spend money, you're better off with 10 or 20,000 grown up adult people that will spend, like, if those 20,000 people over the course of a year buy a couple of things for you and that adds up to $500, you make $100,000. You're going to do better than someone with 500,000 subscribers that can't make enough ad revenue to live off of. And that's the hard truth right there. That's the hard truth right there, that you're disproportionately better off with a smaller, dedicated niche audience that will buy something from you, whether it's a bunch of t-shirts or books or courses or affiliate products or your actual product if you want to make a fidget spinner or a beauty kit or like signature furniture pieces or whatever you're going to do. You are better off with a smaller audience that actually converts and puts money in your pocket or donates in Patreon than a bunch of people that think that supporting you is viewing and you not even making ad revenue because of the YouTube ad boycott, the adpocalypse. So you're better off with a small loyal following than trying to go viral on a video that makes you no money and then having this YouTube fame and celebrity and then never even being able to talk about how broke you are because it's embarrassing. And that's the reality that a lot of people are living right now, especially in the land of the adpocalypse. Or have you not noticed some big YouTubers who literally went away? Like, again, real talk. So, again, I wouldn't worry about it. I really wouldn't. I think that there is an issue with people misconceiving how the economics of YouTube work. Gabby Dunn did a great video before the not video, she did a great article before the adpocalypse even happened about vlog, like get rich or die vlogging, I think it was like it was something like that, and it was called The Sad Economics of Internet Fame or something like that, and it's a really great read. But in the era where the YouTube ad boycott is now a real thing, it's even worse. So I think that people need to realign how they think of YouTube in a much more practical way. And I think that micro niche communities of loyal people who care about a very specific thing are the new win. Not having a million subscribers. I think there are going to be people with 10 and 20,000 subscribers over the next 2 years. They're going to make more money and crush it and get what they want more than people with a 250,000, 500,000, a million, and so on. I think that that's true. There will be obviously the outliers and the exceptions that go rich on YouTube going viral, but they will continue to be outliers and exceptions. They will continue to be unicorns. They will not be the normal. And I think that people are mistakenly thinking that that's the normal. And I already told you, there are less than 5,000 people on YouTube with a million subscribers. Less than 5,000 people. There are not even 100,000 YouTubers with a silver play button. This thing right here, less than 100,000 people out of the 6 million people active on the platform and the 15 million people passive on the platform, like less than 100,000 people have a silver play button. That's true. And less than 5,000 people have a gold play button, and less than 500 people have a diamond play button. Put that in perspective. If there are 6 million YouTubers with 100 subscribers or more, according to Social Blade, then that means that the rich viral YouTubers are the absolute minority. It's not even the 1%. It is the 0.001%. 0.001%. So, if someone were to make the statement that 99.9% of people won't make it on YouTube, that's generous based on the data. That's not a criticism, or that's not telling you that you can't do something. That's just reflective of the data of what's already happened. That's reflective of the data that's already happened. If there are 6 million people, and that represents just the people who have 100 subscribers or more in the platform, and only 5,000 or less have a million subscribers, what does that tell you? And the funnel narrows so badly because someone with 20,000 subscribers is in the top 200,000 of all YouTube channels. That is really, like, the funnel just gets narrow. It is so narrow. So if you're looking at that as a success metric for YouTube, 99.9% failure rate is actually generous. It's much worse than that, if that's the number you're going with. If the numbers of success that you're going with are 100,000 or a million subscribers, it is less than a fraction of a percent. It is less than 1% of people on the platform. That's scary. That's scary. So I'm trying to help you put it into perspective here, that that's not the thing. So that's where I want to kind of like put your mind at, is those are hard numbers. Like, and don't take my word for it. This is Social Blade. This is the top 5,000 YouTube channels by subscriber count. The 5,000th largest YouTuber has 800,000 subscribers. So again, less than 5,000 people, quote unquote, make it on YouTube if a million subscribers is making it. And then when you look at the channels that make it, and I go closer to the top, you're going to see a lot of Vivo channels. You're going to see a lot of Vivo channels. You're seeing a lot of non-English speaking channels too, a lot of Asian and Mediterranean channels. But you're seeing a lot of brands too. But you're seeing a lot of Top Line Music Official, the Smith Plays, Epic 5 TV. Like again, here's another non-English channel, Surprise Songs. Here, like a lot of these channels, and again, these aren't solo YouTubers. These aren't people making vlogs. These are like, and there's a lot of Vivo channels. Look, there's another Vivo channel right there. And we're not even breaking the top 1,000 yet. Because when I get closer to the top, watch this. It's going to be so much Vivo. It's going to be so much music video channels. It's going to be ridiculous. Okay? Look at this. Like, here's PewDiePie, and then Justin Bieber, Vivo. Rihanna, Vivo. Katy Perry, Vivo. Taylor Swift, Vivo. Eminem, Vivo. One Direction, Vivo. The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Yeah, Ellen's a great YouTuber. Like, I love Ellen, but she's a great YouTuber. It's like, she's beating out Niga Higa. Like, so, like, I mean, look at that. Beating out Markiplier. Ariana Grande, Coming for Blood at Jenna Marbles. Like, WWE, SmackDown. Like, I mean, this is what's, like, big on you. Adele Vivo. What, like, it's like, okay, Watch Mojo and Trap Nation holding it down. Great. Epic Rap Battles holding it down. Oh, there's the Vivo channel. you know. So the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, like, this is the top tier of YouTube. So I just kind of, oh, you're not seeing the screen? Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, like, this is Social Blade. This is the top of YouTube. Like, I mean, technically, YouTube's own music and gaming channels and sports channels technically beat PewDiePie, but whatever. News, like, is up there. But Justin Bieber and Rihanna and there's Ellen and there's the WWE and, like, so I mean, that's the top tier of YouTube. Like, so a lot of the top tier of YouTube, the top 0.001%, it's not even YouTubers, it's all these other things, and it's companies, and it's Vivo music channels mostly. I mean, and again, the bottom of the top 5,000, by subscriber count, 800,000, 800,000, and so, like, that's what it is. So when you consider that, and we talk about the fact that, and I'll show you something else interesting. Because again, these are hard numbers. It's not me just deciding that, oh yeah, those are, like, I'm not making the numbers up. Like, you know, and I'll show you something interesting. I'll type in mine, like, oh, that's my Instagram. Okay, cool. So, but mine is ranked by subscriber count as the. All right, so I'm in the top 20,000. You can have less than 250,000, and that's the top 20,000, which means that, and what about my friend Kimbra? Or I think her thing is. Oh, actually, I think her thing. Yep, there it is. All right, so my friend Kim, she is okay. So my friend Kim, she has now almost 100,000 subscribers, and she's the 300,000th ranked YouTuber, which means that the funnel narrows ridiculously as you try to cross to 100,000 subscribers. It means not even with 100,000 subscribers. Look at how few people actually like, have a silver play button on YouTube. It's insane. It's insane. So, actually, no, she's not 300,000. Sorry, she's the, oh, crap. It's worse than I thought. All right, so my friend Kim is in the top 50,000 YouTubers, and she's at 94,000 subscribers. So there's not even 50,000 people with a silver play button. So there's less than 50,000 people with a silver play button. Understand that this is Social Blade's data. It's the most comprehensive data right now that we have. Like, there are less than 50,000 YouTubers with a silver play button. And there's less than 5,000 with a gold play button, and less than 500 with a diamond play button. Okay? That's insane. That's insane when you think about it, right? So that's, like, the real harsh analytics of YouTube. Like, jeez. That's like, okay. So, yeah. So that's just the truth. What software am I using when I switch scenes during the live stream? Wirecast Studio, which is wildly expensive, but that's cool stuff you get. Software for making amazing edits, Adobe Premiere Pro all day long. Yep. So, yeah. Best motivational book, Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Yep. So, yep, that's, how can you improve your charisma, volume, and tempo of commentary? There's a lot of topics I want to talk about, but I sound too monotone with no energy. Watch Charisma on Command. Charisma on Command is like the best channel for that. It's one of the best channels on YouTube, period, as far as I'm concerned. Any advice for live stream versus upload those YouTube videos? Algorithm favor more? Technically, there are 4 YouTube algorithms. I might have to do a video about that. There are 4 YouTube algorithms. The live streaming algorithm is different, but then once it's set up into the replay, it goes into the regular algorithm. So that's a very complicated question that will not fit into the already overly long live stream we've done. So, yes. So there's that. So, yeah. So that's a wrap. It's been like 3 hours, and I can't seem to maintain my train of thought right now. So yes, there are 4 YouTube algorithms. Mm-hmm. Mandy Fortune, do you think it's worth going to school for social media marketing? Maybe. I'm skeptical about that because you're going to be learning social media marketing from people who, didn't get 10,000 followers in social media on any given platform or make money doing social media marketing in the industry. Unless they did, in which case, then that's great and that's fine. But theoretically, I'd rather you buy an online course and then learn to execute by doing it, because after that is theoretical, and in all likelihood, whatever they teach you in a college class regarding social media marketing will be outdated within weeks of you learning it, due to the changing nature and evolving nature of every platform that tries to pivot in real time, marketing like it's 2020 instead of marketing like it's 2010. So I don't necessarily believe in college for social media marketing, because it's not going to hold up in real time, and your degree will be outdated the day that you get it. So, that's my answer, and I think that's a good way to end the show. So guys, thank you for watching this really long live stream. Thank you to everybody who donated in Super Chat. Thank you guys for keeping me company during my insomnia, entertaining me while I play with my fidget spinner. I'm going to finish editing tomorrow's video, which will be a collab with my good friend Tim Schmoyer, and we're going to cover how to stay motivated on YouTube. That will be interesting for some of you, and so that is coming. Also, there are links in the description below. You might want to check them out. Some of them are articles about the YouTube algorithm that will probably help a lot of you. So you can get those in the links in the description. Also, there's a link to join my group mentoring program with exclusive content, live streams, and other things. Awesome Creator Academy. That is linked down below if you're interested. It is a paid membership group. We have about maybe 50 members as of making this video, and they are all awesome. And we're doing peer reviews. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff. So you might want to check that out. Might be worth your while. If not, enjoy all the other content here on the channel, and remember the Create Something Awesome Today podcast over in iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and at createsomethingawesometoday.com. So all of those things. Also remember that if you want to make your own course with Kajabi or start your own membership group and make money, I've got a link for Kajabi in the description for you, so you can check that out. And Matt Gillen's articles on reverse engineering the YouTube algorithm are linked down below. And you also have a 20% discount code for TubeBuddy linked down below as well. So, yeah, I know that was a mouthful. Aaron Robinson, thank you for the $2 in Super Chat coming in at the tail end. This video will be up live sometime tomorrow morning when YouTube is done processing it. So, that is it. Ronald Malcolm, thanks. You're the Springsteen of live chat. Am I? That's awesome. What do I think of Final Cut? I missed the old days of Final Cut. They should have never discontinued Final Cut Express. They should have never discontinued Aperture. I buy a lot of Apple crap. I'm not hating on them, but I am, because Apple, you've disappointed me for the last time, except the next time I buy your product, which will be the iPhone 8. So, like, you know, you win again, Apple, but you're losers because you don't listen and you don't do stuff for creatives anymore, and you tick me off. Apple for Final Cut Pro is great if you're a solo creator. You want to build a team, Premiere all the way. Team Adobe if you're building a team. You're a solo creator, Final Cut's affordable. You own it forever, no subscription model, blah, 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 blah. I can argue on the render times because, you know, in some ways Apple cheats on that because of how they did their thing. But, you know, I'm Team Adobe because I've been Team Adobe. I've used everything. I own Apples, I own Macs, I own iPhones, I own Final Cut Pro, the old one, but I have a license problem because of how old my one was, and they changed it. And again, Apple just disappoints me. They change things, they don't do things right, you lose things, they say they backed it up, it doesn't work, and it's all supposed to be, oh, it just works, and it never does. It never does. Yeah, I'm not a fan right now. So, yeah, my thoughts on Final Cut Pro. Yeah, you can get it. It's fine. It works. A lot of YouTubers love it. You want to be an Apple person, I guess you use Final Cut Pro. I'm Team Adobe. And that's why I'm hiring editors, because we can work together on Adobe projects. Can't do that with Final Cut Pro right now. So, that's part of it. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out all the links and resources down in the description below. And as always, you guys, just thanks so much for watching. And don't forget, go out there, create something awesome today. I'm going to try to get off of Team No Sleep. Take care.